welcome to your Wednesday edition of Runescape Weekly. Let me unmute myself in Discord real quick and get the music a little quieter so it doesn't overpower our banter. Okay, there we go. How's everybody doing today?
Very thank you. Yourself?
I'm alright. I'm in a chair. Got the new audio setup going for the first time, so I'm getting used to that, but I'm very grateful to have it.
I got a bit confused because you sort of had that up there about testing the new audio, and I read the one before, which was actually from last week, saying, you had an 11 o'clock hard finish, we had to be here at 8 o'clock, and I'm going,
yeah.
Where's Mage? And then realised what Harley said, yeah, that's last week's one.
Yeah, that was last week's nonsense.
So thank you, Harley, for correcting me there.
Everything should
I thought, oh, he hasn't shown up again. I was going to give you till like 12:30 and then just head to bed. And then when Harley said that, I said, okay, then I can stay up now.
Indeed.
Just remember, folks, Pyrnassius is on heavy pain meds for his back, so his memory might be a bit fuzzy.
How is the back doing? It's been a couple of weeks since the surgery now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's. I think it's getting a little bit better. I've got extra hour again at work, so I'm out to 7 hours a day now. So virtually full time. Sort of next in 2 weeks' time, I'll be back to full time, hopefully. But I was feeling good yesterday, and I sort of pushed myself a bit too much, and I really suffered for it today. So it's a learning experience. So,
I can imagine.
It's going good. So fingers crossed this one works.
Indeed. Okay, Zenel just mentioned that the dev diary for episode 4 of Mining and Smithing has been uploaded, so we will cover that on Friday's show for sure.
I've just added it to the topics for Friday.
Awesome.
Thank you, Zenel.
And yep, I'm just going through. We're gonna do Children of Mah today, so get ready for that. Yeah. We have an entire block dedicated to Children of Mah, which is going to obviously be spoiler heavy, and I'm including that in the middle of the show. So we're gonna do the normal updates, and then we're going to jump into Children of Mah, and then we're going to jump into our shit posts, as we so often do, and then that will be our show for the day. Don't really have any hard deadlines today, so that's nice. We can just kind of enjoy our time here. Anyway, let me continue to go back over.
You've been enjoying your time on other games, Mage.
I have been.
Had a lot of fun on GTA 5 roll lately.
Yeah.
Is that what you were on Friday?
That's no. But I picked up a copy of GTA 5 yesterday or 2 days ago, a couple days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah. And yeah, I finally got it for a price that I'm willing to pay. It took me like how long has it been on the PC? Like 2 years. Took me about 2 years to finally come down to a price that I was willing to pay for it, and I snatched it up at $20 and finally got to play online for the first time in my life, and it's really fun.
Janik, G-Master, and myself have been teaching Mage how to play GTA 5.
Scrubs are trying to tell me to use a controller on a PC. It's ridiculous. It's so funny.
I'll tell you what, Mage is very accurate with a gun.
Well, the thing is like, I'm good at. I love playing GTA. I played a buttload of GTA, just not online ever. So it's the first time I can finally. Right. My headshots finally mean something. It's not.
So do you pay? You pay the prostitutes, or do you beat them up?
Personally,
That's from Big Bang Theory.
Oh God. Personally. I like to go around and just shoot people's tires out. That's my favorite thing to do in Grand Theft Auto.
My son, when he plays, he loves playing the game.
Videos out. I put 2 videos out already with Mage getting chased around by G-Master and myself, and I'm still working on the third one. I haven't released it yet, but where he finally gets us at the end. Not Mage, but G-Master finally gets Mage and myself in the end. Anyway.
Because my son, he loves playing it, and he plays it properly, but sometimes he just feels like mucking around, so he goes out and sees how many people he can run over, and he just hits everyone.
There used to be a game called, what was it called? Carmageddon,
Carnage.
I think it was.
Oh,
no, Carmageddon.
I remember
that
Carmageddon.
was more violent than that.
Does anyone remember Twisted Metal? That game was badass back in the day. If you wanted a combat
I
car racing
remember it.
game / arena combat, that was a great game for the PlayStation 1. So with all this with all the GTA 5, have you made it space in your schedule to try No Man's Sky? And I agree, GTA 5, use your keyboard, nothing else. First of all, exactly. Second of all, I've just been watching other people play, really. I almost feel like, and I've seen you in the game on Discord, so I know you have played a little bit, Zettel. But just the foundation update, I don't know if that's enough to get me back. I just, like, base building, like, Fallout 4 did base building. I don't need a base builder, especially in an infinite universe, exploration game. I want a more robust crafting and trade system and combat system. Like, I could give two shits less about establishing a base. It just seems a little bit silly. I mean, it feels like one of like 800 things that the game like should have. So, all right, cool. One of 800 down. Let's keep going, and maybe eventually I'll feel like my money's worth money. What?
I'd say establishing a base would be good if they do it properly, where it is a stronghold to hang on to your stuff, and
Well, the problem,
weapons caches and things like that.
The problem,
when it does with all the other stuff, yeah.
The problem is the game is an infinite universe like exploration game. Like the likelihood of you ever going back to any planet ever again is like stupidly small. And that's the problem.
Okay, so you don't make like a home planet and build it all there.
Well, they've added this feature, so now you can have a home planet and do this. So they're kind of retrofitting this system in where, so now you will have a planet that apparently you can teleport back to like at any time you want and all that stuff. So I mean, yeah, they're retrofitting a basically play around house system into No Man's Sky, which is fine. But let's remember, this is a single player game. Like, no one's gonna see your creations. There's no purpose to building these creations. There's no alkaloids. There's no accolades. I can talk. There's no accolades to alkaloids. Yeah. Your building's just leaking alkaline fluids. I don't know. No, but there's no reason to do anything. So I just feel like it's still kind of a waste of my time. But then again, was No Man's Sky always meant to be a waste of time? Is a valid question, I think. So I don't know. Anyway, let me continue on here. We are still looking through some show topics here. I got a buttload. Oh, did you hear? They're called he who shall not be named has been demodded from the RuneScape forums. Did you all get to see that?
No.
Which one are we talking about?
Archeox, I
Yep.
would assume.
Yep.
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 All right, that one who throws his power, his Druckle power.
Apparently, I didn't notice it, but apparently a lot of people say that he was.
Oh
really
yeah, he
drunk with
closes a
power.
lot of things that shouldn't be closed, and has a lot of digs at people.
So now everyone's turning their attention towards good old Tufty Power, of course. But yeah,
No, Tufty's awesome.
I don't have a problem with really any of them in particular. I think the forum rules need to be changed more than anything else. I mean, I think we have a rule problem, not a forum mod problem. But that's my own personal opinion.
I think we should have full access to all hidden stuff.
I agree, but just us.
Just us, and we will keep
So
it
we
all
can poke
anonymous.
fun at
This
the
is
forums.
posted by anonymous, and then we could just talk about those things.
Zettel, there's nothing wrong with single player games. You're talking
Unlike
to
single player games.
you're talking to someone who said the best game of 2016 is Stardew Valley. Like, hands down, 2016's best game is Stardew Valley. I love single player games. What I'm saying is, you can't show off your creation. Like, the game. Here's the deal. If the game wasn't touted as a multiplayer game, I wouldn't be making jabs at the fact that, these features are basically multiplayer features, but they're being showcased in a single player mode. I'm not saying that No Man's Sky will never have multiplayer features. The spark inside of me is slightly rekindled that they will actually continue development long term on this game, but my hope isn't that high. Yes, he was demodded indeed. Justice does indeed rain from above. Speaking of, I've been really wanting to play some Overwatch, but everyone's been playing everything but Overwatch, apparently. I don't know what happened. It's just all my Overwatch peoples have just been elsewhere. So if you want to play Overwatch, let me know. Anyways, we got a buttload of posts here. Do we have enough in the actual show notes? What do you think?
Oh yeah. There's that
Yeah.
the one you've got BH is dead, good fight, Jagex.
Yeah.
That was one I put in like just after it was released about a week ago. You probably want to get rid of that. It wasn't really that good. It was just sort of
Okay.
for the time it was.
Okay.
There was a new one I actually put in today though.
Bounty Hunter is already dead?
That one, yeah. That's actually not a bad read if you read that one.
Okay. Is that like end of the show worthy, or should I stick it towards the? Because we have a petition to remove Bounty Hunter as well here that I wanted to kind of couple it with.
Couple it with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of they will go sort of hand in hand.
Okay.
Sorry if you can hear my chair, peoples, man. It's squeaky as all buggery.
If you want two good ones to end on, Black Ops player mods and Gravestone system is stupid.
Okay. We will end on those. And I should probably get an obligatory I've been hacked posted here.
Yeah, there's a few of them this week.
Yeah, there is. Do you have a preference? There's
their ones I actually put in last week is on Friday, so I honestly can't remember now.
That's okay. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to find one. I'll be honest. Excuse me about. I miss RuneScape. Minigames are dying. A call for help. Goodbye for now, RuneScape. That's all I'm seeing we have left. I thought we had some.
Oh.
I thought we did. Like I literally I was looking at them a minute ago and now they're gone, so someone deleted them.
Yeah, because I put I think there was two different ones. I had obligatory hacked thing for you, so I wonder if I can find them again.
Anyway, not a big deal.
Yeah, I think we've got it anyway.
We'll
have a lot of talk about the quest, and we'll have a lot of talk about the TLDW anyway.
Yes, for sure. All right, well then I think we can pretty much get the show going. Yeah, we feeling good about that? All right, well let me make a ticker real quick, and then we can do that. Has anyone already bought into the Premier Club?
I will be, but mine goes until the 26th of December, so I'll just redo it then.
Oh, I just bought it anyway. It just extends when the timer runs out.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to get bonds, and bonds are up around 20 mil now.
I know. It's not worth it.
I know. I'm sitting there going, what?
Yeah, why would you waste your money on bonds at this point?
Because I've already got... I've got 13 bonds.
Yeah. So you're going to spend another like 300 mil to finish that off?
I know, and I'm just sitting there, but it's like I bought these specifically for that. Plus, with my wife not working at the moment, and again, it's just like, you know, I need the money, but I need another 7 bonds. But I'll get there. I've got a month to buy it in, so I don't sort of need the money.
Yeah, you got
there, so
yeah, fair enough. I immediately scooped it up after game update.
Yeah.
No regrets. I mean, it really just feels like I'm saving, like I'm getting a discount, really. And then the benefits. I mean, the only thing I really care about are the loyalty points, I guess. The aura is cool. We'll talk about it.
Does anyone have an issue? Actually, no, we'll talk about that too, because that's in the TLDW about the get bond.
Oh my god, what about the memes? Oh man.
I hated Reddit for... I probably...
I actually like it. It makes it so much easier, because I can click, bang, buy. I don't have to run to the bank every time.
I just hate what happened to Reddit.
About that.
Yeah, I'm fine with the addition to the game. Let me be clear. I just hate what happened to Reddit in particular. Everything... I just turned into fucking, excuse my language, memescape. It was horrible.
Actually, are you running my patch notes this week? Video?
If I can get a copy of it, yeah. I didn't... It wasn't in the notes.
Because there's one I really want to talk about in there.
Yeah.
Which I think is my favourite update of the year.
Toss it in the show notes at this point, because I've already closed share topics, if you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Post it right in the show notes.
And right at the top or above do teaser, you know.
Alright.
Don't wipe it out.
I got it.
No, it's okay. It's Magebit doing
there
that. I thought you'd highlighted that whole thing. I thought you were wiping it out.
There you go.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da. We're all
Okay.
good.
We're good. Okay, let me get the correct music open here, and then I think we can pretty much get this show on the road. Did I close VLC player? Because that is like a mortal sin for me to close VLC player.
Mwop, mwop.
My life a lot harder. Alright. Toss that in there. 30. Close this. Close that. So many things to close. But a GeForce 1060 run on the highest graphics smoothly? Yeah, I would hope so. For RuneScape?
I'm just putting it out there, guys. On Friday, one thing we could do, because last week's BTS was basically Jagex mod pronounced RuneScape words. Maybe we should do one of them,
Okay.
For lols.
Going to open all my topics here, and then we can get this show on the road. We need like interim music. Do you think I could be a game show host?
You should be a game show host.
Thinking that if RuneScape Weekly ever falls through, we do game shows instead.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, there was a Twitter I meant to send to you. There were a gaming place was looking for hosts for something. I'll see if I can still find it. I looked at it, I saw it at work, and I thought I must send that to Magebit.
Yeah, do it. All right.
One of my favorite game shows at the moment is The Chaser. It's in the UK, it's in the US, and it's also in Australia.
I am going to mute myself briefly here, and then we will get the show on the road. So bear with me here.
Do you want me to send you a timer?
Yeah, that'd be nice. If you could PM me 23 minutes, that would be preferable.
23 minutes, there you go.
Okay, let us begin in 3, 2, 1. You're listening. Wow, my voice just died horribly. That was the worst. You're listening to. Oh my god! Let me try that again. I felt like that wasn't coming strong out of the gate the second. Like there was a delay from the intro music. I didn't start with the music. I was like, this isn't gonna be good. All right, let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to RuneScape Weekly for 11/30/2016. I'm your host Magebit with 15 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Pyrnassius and Dxthelb. And on today's show, Pyrnassius' patch notes for the 28th of November, TAPP Project for Mod Stew, Premier Club in depth, how to get Premier Club even cheaper, TLDW Christmas 2016 Winter Weekends, Children of Mah spoilers block, social engineering and the 1%, banned due to third party, RuneScape personals, Bounty Hunter is already dead, petition remove Bounty Hunter, RuneScape at its worst, Black Ops player mods, and Gravestone system is stupid. Thank you for tuning into this edition of RuneScape Weekly, and enjoy the show. Welcome back for your Wednesday edition of RuneScape Weekly. Magebit here. Got a good show lined up for you today. Pern, we got Pern joining us. How you doing, Pern?
Not too bad. Just having a quiet chuckle to myself that you haven't been here a week, and you're losing your voice and stumbling over words already. I mean, you need to show up more. Sort of playing GTA 5 or
9 in the morning and Magebit's drunk.
Pretending that it was Thanksgiving Friday. Was it Black Friday over there?
Yeah.
And,
it was
Friday.
Yeah. It was Black Friday for sure. I got this. Well, I mean, speaking of Black Friday, I got this amazing microphone thanks to our amazing listeners. I basically reinvigorated the setup I originally had before I moved everything. So I'm back on a boom arm. It's a cheap, shitty boom arm, but hey, it's a boom arm nonetheless. Plus, I got an awesome shock mount, so if I bump the microphone, I'm bumping the microphone. You can barely tell right now. Might be able to tell a tiny bit there, but you can barely tell. When I'm typing, oh, it doesn't sound like a fucking, like, someone setting off an artillery cannon anymore. Because it's in my microphone's in the air and not on my desk. Oh, it's so good. So again, that's all thanks to our wonderful Patreon subscribers and our PayPal donators and everyone who has and is going to continue to help us out this holiday season. Sorry to interrupt you there. Just wanted to kind of toss out the fact that I have a new audio setup.
Yeah, no, that's it. But yeah, I thought when you hadn't shown up by about 1 o'clock, I thought, yeah, he's gone to the Black Friday sales. So
yeah.
we kind of figured you weren't going to show, but Australia's decided to copy America. As I've always said, we're the 52nd state of America. Anyway, we did it in Black Friday over here back in 1939. It was our worst bushfire in Australia, in Victoria. 71 people died, and it was called Black Friday.
Oh.
And we've got all these signs up, Black Friday sale, Black Friday sale. I think it's in really poor taste.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
you
we
gotta
had
localize
a lot of
that
people
shit.
complain. Exactly. We had a lot of people complain about it for the name and such. And, I don't blame them. But
I don't blame them either. What works in one culture does not necessarily work in another culture.
Exactly right. So,
that was like when Chevy brought the Chevy Nova down to Mexico. But in Spanish, Nova means no go. So nobody wanted to buy the Chevy No-Go. It's just like, sometimes you gotta change your name for it to work in another culture.
Yeah.
That is truly funny. But luckily for me, no actually, like, on-the-ground boots, like, boots on the ground Black Friday. I wasn't out in the thick of it. I was merely glued to websites, jumping from website to website, looking for the best deals. And got a great deal on a replacement microphone and obviously the shock mount. We still need a bunch of other equipment that I will be making into an upgrades list for the month of December. So by Friday, I should have an upgrades list posted that will just be a special Amazon wish list for anyone who wants to help us with upgrades, basically, that we are pretty much just revamping the entire studio. I want to make this into an actual recording setup for both video and audio, so I want to get green. So I was talking to Pern earlier about this. I want to get a green screen. They're really effing expensive. It's annoying. I mean, you can get a fairly cheap one, but even that's like $100. So it's still a lot of money for a hobby. So we'll try to crowdsource some of it and see if we can play off the holidays and the fact that my birthday is all coming up and all that stuff. So just hint, I do this every year when it comes around to the holiday season. Just see if we can play on festivity to further the Runescape Weekly cause. So, if you're feeling festive, that will be coming this Friday. We don't need a lot of stuff, but I do want to, again, I want to get a nice webcam. I want to get a good green screen. There's a few things that we need to increase production qualities and whatnot.
Buy a Sony GoPro and just hook that up and use that as your,
stick one of those on my head. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's what I want to do. Here's one of my ultimate goals, and I don't know if we'll ever be able to do this due to the cost of it, but I've always wanted to have multiple angle shots set up.
Yeah.
So you have the overhead shot, then you have the over the shoulder shot, then you have the face shot. I'd love to have 6 different webcams mounted around my desk, and I can switch and just have them kind of cycle between angles. So people can just, see all different types of stuff. I would love to do that, but hell, each webcam is $80. So, there's a lot of stuff we want to do. And of course, you can help us out by, helping us out on Patreon, patreon.com/RuneScape. Or if you want to tip us while we're live, we have a live tip line, tip.runeweek.com. We'll go to our stream tip page there for you, and you'll be, the entire stream will be alerted. And if you want, you can include a message with that we'll read on the air and possibly talk about if you include an interesting talk point. So again, that's tip.runeweek.com. That will bring you to our stream tip, which will send off an alert to the stream, and of course you'll be thanked and all that fun stuff. I'm assuming people know how streams work at this point. Let me, speaking of streams, bring the YouTube information over to YouTube. Last show notes are live still, so let me post the new show notes there for YouTube. And I think we're just gonna jump. Yeah, we haven't talked to DX yet. Let's jump into DX. How you doing, DX?
Jump into DX. Okay.
Let's jump right into him.
Thank you, Mage. I'm Batman. You sounded like Batman when you were doing your intro there, Mage.
And you sounded like you had asthma.
Asthma. I thought he sounded like. Oh well, I won't say it on stream, but
Just say it, yellow boss.
Wow. Memes.
What were you gonna say, Pern?
hey, I was
What were
going
you
to say.
gonna
No, it's okay. It's not appropriate for.
At least somebody knows the boundaries of
Yeah.
what should and shouldn't
Isn't-
be said.
Isn't the show rated PG-35? I mean, what?
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
Ah, bugger. That means I have to behave. Apart from that, I'm doing all right. I'm finally. I did it. It took me 9 months, but I finally did it.
You finally had a kid? 9 months?
No.
Oh,
I don't have a girlfriend. How am I supposed to have a kid?
I'm not a virgin. I'm not a virgin.
Well, what did you finish?
I'm not a virgin.
Are you gonna tell us?
Tell her what?
You said half a story and then you just stopped. You just fizzled out.
No, because I heard Mage screaming in my headphones. I'm like, what the hell's he doing? All right.
Because you
Yes,
didn't.
it
Go ahead.
finally happened. I completed Nomad's Elergy.
Congratulations.
And also to go along with me completing Children of Mah, I can now wear my quest cape once again.
Nice.
For me.
See, I thought you were going to say you finally lost your virginity and now you can have your.
So, what did you think of the Nomad's Elegy storyline? Did you like
I
it?
thought
or-
it was- Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really, really clever.
What did
Really
you
well
do to
done.
Zanuck, you monster?
What did I do to Zanuck?
Yeah, what did you end up doing
Oh.
with Zanuck?
I took her back to the main world with me.
Okay. Just making sure.
So you get the extra stuff that happens with
Yeah, in the new
the-
quest.
the new thing. Yeah, the mini quest thing afterwards.
Indeed.
I haven't done the mini quest after it,
Yeah.
Anyway,
But I'm just thankful to be now walking around and wearing my quest cape like I'm some sort of big shot,
well, I'm glad we made it through that and bled half our listeners in the process. So, why don't we move along and jump into Pern's patch notes for the week, shall we?
What about we
What
do
about
the
the
PSAs
PSAs?
first?
I guess we could do the PSAs first if you're that into it. Go ahead. DX.
So you notice how they want to try and ditch me now. All
Yeah,
right,
well,
so-
we've got DX 2.0 over on the DX 2.0, the game breaker over on Discord. So.
Yeah, I've heard enough from DX 1.0.
Oh, thanks.
Go ahead.
All right. We're just at the end of November. The free Solomon General Store item is the Flameheart armor, so you might as well get that before the reset. The minigame Spotlight is currently on Trouble Brewing. The circus is now located at the Tree Gnome Stronghold. You can rewatch cutscenes from the Children of Mah quest using the Shard of Mah at a bank. Congratulations to HCIM Failure for being the first hardcore Iron Man to kill this is going to be fun. I wish I could
Venenatus.
pronounce it. Venenatus. Okay, thank you. In old school RuneScape. There was a PSA from Jagex Support, which is Jagex's official support thing. At Jagex Daniel C, at Jagex Gaza, at Jagex Claire, and Jagex Jane P. They're all phishing Twitter accounts, so stay away from them.
Ooh.
If I can just jump in there for a sec, if you do want to do the Jagex ones, if you go to Jagex themselves, they actually have a listing of all their mods. So just always
Okay.
use it through there.
Yeah, but there's new ones that keep popping up every day on Twitter, so
Yeah, but that's right. But that's why you always confirm them on.
Yeah, if there's ever a mod and you're not sure if it's a mod or not, like if it's a pop-up account on Twitter or something and you're not sure if it's real, if you go to runescape.com, I believe in the support center, there's a list of all the official Twitter handles, which is kept up regularly when staff is hired and fired. So if you're ever curious, you can reference it against that, but good information nonetheless.
yes. Anyway, back to you guys.
Fine. So we got Pern's patch notes. I still got that lined up here if I want to go into that next up.
We can do that.
Cool, because I'm gonna. No. All right, so here's Prince Patch Notes for the week of the 28th. Here we go.
G'day all, it's Pyrnassius, and thank you for joining me for this week's game updates and patch notes for the 28th of November 2016. Not a whole lot in the actual game updates this week. Basically, they've just introduced the Premier Club. I've had that every year since it has been released. I've always found it good value, but this year it's even better after a lot of complaints about the price rise that they did have last year. They have really come back with a vengeance. They've done some great prices, but let's read on and see exactly what we are going to get with it. Obviously, all the expansions that are coming in 2017, you'll have full access to those. Obviously, yeah, every member gets that, but the additional members benefits that you'll get for being a Premier Club is 30% off a year's membership. Now, that is actually off just the standard $99 membership I think they generally charge, but we'll get into the prices of that later. We're going to get a Desert Pantheon Aura, the Menophyte Ancient Outfit, an extra treasure hunter key per day, which is obviously something they've done every year, the 150k loyalty points. Now that is a one-off drop of loyalty points on top of the regular monthly ones you get, so it is additional ones there. You'll get 50% discount on rune metrics, so again, I think that's one bond a month. You'll get one bond that will cover every 2 months for Premier Club members. We also have access to a VIP world, the VIP forums. There is a forum badge, a chat badge. They will have some Premier Club exclusive Q&As. I didn't actually see any of those this year, but maybe they're looking at doing something like that again this year. All the prepaid card promotions and access to old school members content, which pretty much every member gets anyway. Now, I think the biggest thing about this year's one is the actual price. Best ever value, they're calling it, and other than the first year, I would really agree with that. First year we did get 2,000 rune coins, which was brilliant, but basically, this year Premier Club offers a hearty discount on membership. 12 months is by far the best value, but also consider the 3 and 6 month offers if you're not ready to commit. Now, one thing that they've done extra this year, upgrades to the higher package are available for as long as your Premier Club memberships last. So say you bought the 3 month one, decided you really like it and want to upgrade to the 12 months, whereas it normally does run out at the end of January, I believe. Basically, you'll have till the end of that 3 months to be able to upgrade to 12 months. Now, they also say grandfather rates are not factored in when calculating Premier Club memberships. You may still purchase Premier Club for the extra benefits if you wish. Any existing grandfather rate subscriptions will be resumed once your Premier Club membership has ended. Now, do remember, if you are American, I think it's some of the grandfathered rates there, that you've got the $5 ones, the $5.95 ones, etc. But this works out about $6.80, thereabouts, $6.70 a month. So even if you do have sort of that $5 a month, if you do the yearly thing, it is a really, really good deal this time round. But anyway, let's move on and see what this Desert Pantheon Aura is all about. So, the Desert Pantheon Aura gives you a choice of handy buffs when you need them. It works a bit differently to a regular aura, but we think you'll find it handy and flexible. Each day of your Premiership Club membership, the aura accrues 250 charges. It can store up to 500, so every 2 days basically you will need to use it, otherwise you're sort of wasting those charges. You can spend your charges on your choice of the following effects. You can get the Strength of Het, which will add 20% maximum life points for an hour. The max boof of 1,000 life points, that'll cost you 50 charges. The Ward of Ixthelb, it will give you 2 Sign of Life effects to be used within an hour. That will cost 125 charges. There is the Wisdom of Scarbarus, which gives an extra 10% XP gain for an hour. That'll cost 200 charges. The Bounty of Krondus increases your Divine Location gathering limit by 100%. That'll cost 150 charges. And finally, there is the Joy of Atmakan. The player and all nearby will gain a 10% Pulse Core effect, which will last for 10 minutes. The duration refreshes on repeat, and it'll be 100 charges for that. Now, do note that Ironmen and Hardcore Ironmen accounts cannot benefit from the Scarbrus and Upmaken effects, and in addition, Hardcore Ironmen accounts cannot benefit from the Icthlaran effect. So basically, what are you waiting for? Get out there and buy it. Great Christmas present for yourself. This week's live streams will see the Christmas 2016 and Winter Weekends on Tuesday, November 29th at 5 PM game time. There'll be a whole load of festive things to show off from our ninjas, including this year's Winter Weekend bonuses, so do not miss it. On Friday, December 2nd, 2100 game time, updates preview with Mod Shawnee, and on Sunday, December 25th, there at 2000 hours game time, there is PVM with Mod Lee. And that is basically it on that. So let's head over to the patch notes now. And as always, be sure to submit a bug report should you encounter any gameplay bugs or graphical glitches in-game. So first up, we see that the 2014 variant of the 15-year anniversary emote has been added. Onto our skills, D&Ds and minigames. Loot beams will no longer remain on a dungeoneering key after another player in the group has taken the key. Saradomin and Zamorak treasure trail armors no longer give Saradomin or Zamorak components. Rune pouches now correctly work with the Make X system. Buying adrenaline crystals from Mandrith will now give the correct amount. Augmented Ancient Warrior equipment now correctly requires divine charges and to be made or to be created at an invention workbench. Checks have been added to prevent logging into a bounty hunter world when in certain areas. A disconnect that could formerly occur when attempting to upgrade a tier 10 bounty emblem has been prevented. Revenant pets no longer turn into a hype train when leaving a player-owned house. That would have been an interesting one. The death costs of augmented and patch versions of Ancient Armour, upgraded Dragon Weaponry, and the Forsaken Amulet have been updated. Onto our quest challenges and achievements, and obviously these will be pretty much mostly from the Children of Mah. So the traders in the Children of Mah now have the correct names if saved. A typo in the Children of Mah quest interface has been fixed. Children of Mah is now correctly listed as a Grandmaster quest on the Adventurer's log. Players are no longer able to freely walk on lava when revisiting Freneskae after the Children of Mah. The cave at the bottom of the lava falls now correctly leads to nightmare creatures when revisiting Freneskae. Players can no longer smuggle out the black and white nightmare overlay, and Sliske's scoreboard now displays the correct god kills depending on the choices made. That is a good one because a lot of people got confused there where it had actually changed the gods who had kills. Another good one is that players can now buy a bond from the Grand Exchange from anywhere in-game by just using the bonds pouch. So you just click on, I think it's right click, and you can just click buy. Last week's hot fixes. Players will no longer receive Nightmare Creature Slayer tasks from Kuradel without completing the Children of Mah. Players will no longer receive Nightmare Creature Slayer tasks without first unlocking the ability to receive the task. Players no longer get hit by the Nightmare Creature Shadow attack if the creature is dying. And Turkey Shawnee got lost. The hints have been updated to point at his new location. And finally, players can no longer purchase event extenders. Onto our ninja fixes. All combat-specific Dungeoneering Garage and Familiars have been substantially buffed in strength. All normal Dungeoneering Garage and Familiars have also been buffed in strength. The Dungeoneering Skinweaver Familiars have had their scroll healing substantially increased, and the extra healing from food with a Skinweaver Familiar summoned has been increased based on the Familiar's tier. Slayer and Ferocious Rings now use the new teleport menu. A right-click option has been added on pickup sticks to find obelisks in Familiarization. The Skull Scepter from the Stronghold of Security no longer uses or requires charges. That would have been a good one to have when I was early in the game because did teleport there a bit. But anyway, Yuri will now appear immediately after the double agent is killed, regardless of changing into incorrect gear for the clue. You'll still need to switch back to claim your next clue. There is now an option to no longer be asked to confirm when setting up a default action bar. Ninjas have dipped into their paint pots and added recolors to chic scarves. Use the right-click recolor option on the object and the scarf will automatically be updated to the new color, including keepsake variants. The following improvements have been made to the rune span. Wizard Phoenix now gives your purchased starter runes in order of level. Points are updated as soon as the starter runes are purchased. Icons have been added to show the rune sphere's current rune type. An icon is now shown when the rune sphere is at its core, and an icon is now shown when a yellow wizard is calling you. Weapons drop from Wyverns, Ripper Demons, Camel Warriors, and Acheron Mammoths now have a greater chance of being dropped during a Slayer assignment. There is now an icon on the buff bar showing how cold the player is inside the Wyvern cavern. And now on to what I think is the most important update of probably of the month, because it has been a very much PvP sort of related month, other than my quests. Sorry, I do love my quests. But Ripper Demon changes. Damage from the Death Spin can now be blocked by prayers and abilities. Ripper Demons now become aggressive at 35% life points instead of 50%. The Ripper Demon Death Jump now takes longer to charge up. Players will no longer be attacked instantly upon entering the Ripper Demon Cave, and the Ripper Demon drop table has been substantially buffed. Another thing that they don't have there, which I hope they have fixed, is when the demons do jump, that another one doesn't walk underneath it, so you can't really tell if one has jumped, and you attack the other one and then end up fighting two at once. But anyway, let's keep going. The Camel Warrior changes. Corruption Shot will no longer trigger Mirage Phase on nearby camels. The transition between Mirage Phase and Phase 2 is now faster, and Mirage now awards combat experience on death. Acheron Mammoth changes. The Mammoth charge animation will no longer be interrupted to make it easy to see when they charge. Mammoths no longer trample, but can instead continue attacking players stood underneath them. Attacking players standing underneath them, I think that should read. And the following rewards from Tusker Cubs have been significantly reduced in cost. The Tusker War Priest Pieces, Tusker Spears, the Calibration Device, Sacrifice Ability, Devotion Ability, Transfigure Ability, Tusker's Wrath Ability, all Tusker Emotes, and the Tusker Teleport Animation. And that is your news and patch notes for the 28th of November 2016. Hope you all enjoyed that. Hope there's something there that you like. I myself obviously really happy about those Ripper Demons, and if you can get out and get that Premier Club, I will be picking it up myself at Christmas time. Really great value this year. It is great to see. It was 24 bonds last year, it's 20 bonds this year, and they've dropped the price right down. Even in Australia, last year it cost me $130. This year it's under 100, and I think in America it's like $80. There's a 30% discount. So get out there, get it. I will see you all in game. Don't forget to head over to Runescape Weekly and catch us on the podcast. Until next time, happy RuneScaping all.
There you go. There's your Pyrns patch notes and updates for this week. Good stuff.
Well, one thing I got kind of confused with is when Pyrnassius was pronouncing garage and familiars, to me it actually sounded like garage familiars. It's kind of funny for me.
So, shall we continue along here?
Actually,
yes, we shall.
If I could just jump in there, the Ripper Demons, there's a really good update, and especially with people going after the Master Quest, mate. I've been down there. They are a lot easier now. They still have that issue, though, where you can be fighting them, and another one will just... They walk on the same spot, so there's two standing exactly the same. And yeah, if you just... It just takes that split second. You don't see them jump onto the roof, and you're still sitting there fighting. Yeah, you're thinking you're fighting the other one, and it drops down and kills you. I wish they would fix that they can't sort of stand on the same square at the same time, two of them. But other than that, they are much better.
Yeah, that sounds pretty frustrating. And I'm glad to hear that they've made them better, but they still don't sound like I want to play them yet. Or ever.
Really and that the 35 life points instead of 50 is heaps better now too.
Good to know.
So yeah.
But there are other ways to actually get your hit points up. Obviously, I did type in the YouTube chat. You can always take a dip in the Oolong Spars, providing you've completed the As a First Resort quest. That boosts your hit points up by, I think 10, 15. I'm not exactly sure what percent, but it does give you.
Is there a hard life point cap that you can have a maximum total boosted of, or do all of these things stack? Is what I want to know.
A lot of things do stack because when Entry Tank took me down to Virago, he said, because I was wearing Sea Singers, and he said, okay, if you're wearing Sea Singers, grab this ring and grab a shield, and it actually
Yeah.
boosted me up to about 13 odd thousand life points.
Yeah, the most I've ever been able to get is like 12,500.
Yeah, so it was really good, and just to get in there when you're going with 4 people rather than 5. So
Anyway, shall I continue on here?
yes,
We have a ninja teaser by Mod Stew here, who is just letting everyone know that he has finished working on the initial rework for Shield of Arav, and if I remember correctly, that was a rework that was providing the ability to complete Shield of Arav solo. Am I correct on
Yes,
that? Awesome.
that is right.
So it is now apparently playable, as he says here, and it now needs to go to QA. He says, let's see how badly I've broken it." So now we find out what work it still needs. I'm assuming this is still probably maybe a month or 2 away from actually hitting the game live, but they are working on it. And if you like to create new accounts and have to go through the Shield of Arav quest on a regular basis, then perhaps this will be of interest to you. I suppose this is really only of interest to a very select group of people. How often do you need to do Shield of Arav? I don't know. But it is a good quality of life improvement for the game, for sure.
And if you're sort of trying to bring new players in, it is so frustrating that they wouldn't be able to do it unless that they know someone who can go down there and do it. Every quest should be able to be done solo. There is no actual quest should require another player, in my opinion.
I agree.
I think there's a follow-up quest, isn't there, after the Shard of Mah that requires...
That's part of the whole series, so...
Yeah. The Legends quest requires a second person as well, which is, that's part of that series.
So maybe Mod Stews could be working on those straight after he's done these. After he's launched it, yeah.
Possible. I agree, though. I don't think that we should be having... other players required to complete a quest. I think it's optional is fine. Required, not a good idea. Which is, when you think about it, it's kind of ironic considering this is a massively multiplayer online game. And to say, no, there should never be a multiplayer requirement in a massively multiplayer game seems stupid to say. But
on a quest itself, which is a once completed type thing.
Yeah, that's the problem, is when everyone completes it and then there's one new person, it kind of screws over the new person, right? So we have to think. You don't think of those things 10 years ago, but these are the types of things that pop up when your game ends up lasting you over a decade and a half, right? So a good quality of life improvement for sure. Glad to see that they are thinking of new players. Obviously, either there's enough incentive for people to create secondary accounts, or there are new players coming into the game. Both, to me, are healthy signs for RuneScape. So I'm glad to report on things like that.
I think he kind of got the idea from Dimension of Disaster when you're doing the Shield of Arav in that particular area. Perhaps,
okay.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
Not enough information, bro. It's just a picture.
All right.
Anyway, we can continue on and we can talk about the Premier Club, which is out as of right now. So this is a rundown done by I'm Rubik. This is not necessarily a TLDW or anything. It's just his kind of breakdown of the cost efficiency. He did it last year. And it didn't shine a very favorable light on the package last year. So let's see if this year it's any better. And I might need some help understanding some of his shorthand here, but we'll get through it here. So it says, general overview. The greatest concern to most people is whether it's worth paying for the package or not. With Old School being able to purchase it, it is also worth looking into from their perspective as well. So let me break down how much the package would cost if everything was made separate with the conditions below. Membership will be based on the price of the package and the grandfather effect separately. I will take the cheapest price of each item's currency comparison in the store. Loyalty points will be based off of the previous year's conversion. I will make the best possible rate of keys and rune coins to USD possible. Everything else will be considered free. So here are the individual cost breakdown. So the 12 months of membership is either $90 or $60. Now I assume that $60 is if you are grandfathered, right? That's the grandfathered rate.
$5 a month. Yeah, that'd be 60.
Yep. So that's the best grandfather rate. So that's the most expensive versus the best grandfather rate. Now there are other grandfather rates. There's grandfather rate pretty much everywhere in between 60 and 90. So keep that in mind as well. For me, it's 80. Anyway, so you get the Desert Pantheon Aura, which is pretty much looked at as free. 153 rune coins for the value of the Menophyte Ancient outfit. You're going to get the 150,000 loyalty points, which has a value of 185 rune coins. You're going to get 50% discount on rune metrics, and if you were to use rune metrics for the entire year, that would save you $30. You're going to get +1 treasure hunter key a day, so that's 365 keys. And of course, you're getting VIP World Access, VIP Premier Club Forum, in-game chat badge, forum badge, exclusive Q&As, promotional items, all listed as free, meaning the total would either be $90 or $60 plus the 338 rune coins, 365 keys, and $30.
Have they actually done an exclusive Q&A this year for Premier Club?
I believe they did one, not this one, but last Q&A was like, you could ask questions about it, but they weren't really given answers.
I think the last time they did the Q&A was in last year's package. I don't think they actually announced that they would have one this year, but it looks like they are talking about it. I mean, I could be wrong there, but I think it was in last year's package that they did that.
Mm-hmm. So total results, currency, so 12 months membership, that's $90 or $60 depending on where you stand. 338 rune coins is $7. 365 keys is $81. Rune metrics $30. Total is $178 to $208 depending on where you are, as far as what you pay. So you're going to save between $98 and $128 if you buy the package. He says, so let's take it a step further and look at the cost of everything if you didn't value the additional goodies, but just membership. So a normal 12-month, it could be like $80 to $90, so that's a $10 difference. As a normal member, it would be silly not to take this deal because you save money. And if you are a veteran player, it's still a good deal of valuing the extra editions at $20. So if you value the extra editions, even at a grandfathered rate, you're still getting a value out of the package, opposed to last year where that was, not really the case. $40 difference, made me really have to think about the package, and I felt kind of silly buying it, but I did anyway. Who should purchase it? He says, so RuneScape 3 and old school RuneScape players who don't have the grandfathered rates and plan on playing the game for a year, and grandfathered rate players who value the additional perks should also purchase it. Who shouldn't purchase it? Players who have the grandfathered rate and don't care about the extra perks. Pretty straightforward, right? If you have a good grandfathered rate and don't care about these extra benefits, then yeah, you're probably going to want to stick with your grandfathered rate, but in every other scenario, it pretty much makes sense to go with this package. You're saving pretty much at least, or up to 30%. Up to 30%, yeah. So, I've already jumped on the bandwagon. I enjoy the package mainly for the loyalty points. That's what I had my eye on. Anyone have their eye on the package for anything in particular?
For myself, it's just, I like the sort of one-off yearly sort of payment, and
That's
the
a good one.
loyalty points and that type of thing. They're nice little benefits. What I was really impressed about this year, and again, I put it down to the new owners allowing the Jagex developers a little more leeway than IVP would have done, and that is, I would have hoped that they, brought it down to, that the price that a normal 12-month membership would be, but for this month you're getting all these extra benefits. They've actually made it lower than the standard 12-month membership is. And I thought, big pat on the back for them, because even at $99, which is over here for a normal 12-month membership, it's worth it. Because you're getting all these extra things. So I thought if they made it the same price, I would have been happy, because this is you've got your normal 12-month membership. This is our Premier Club membership, which is the same price, but we're giving you all these extra benefits. But they've gone above and beyond and actually taken it below that price. And and I still see people complaining about it on the forums, and it's just like, are you people serious? They have gone above and beyond. You can thank, yeah, to my mind, you can thank a company that has bought them out in that they're looking at a long-term investment, developing the game, trying to bring players in, trying to get long-term memberships, rather than someone like IVP who wanted that quick buck. They wanted to get profit margins up, get it out there so that they could sell it, and make their money that way. And I think the new investors are looking at something long term for themselves that they can develop and have a steady stream of income, rather than just looking to have a quick turnaround, a flip, as you will.
It's definitely smart business, if you ask me. They saw the trend last year. Now, last year's Premier Club was about $220 in value, opposed to this year's, which is about $208 in value. So there's a $12 difference in value there, but you are saving almost $20 in membership cost. And membership cost versus perceived value, I think membership cost holds much more weight than perceived value does. So to save almost $20 versus a perceived value of $12, that's saving that $20 in my mind is worth a lot more than the perceived $12 that I'm maybe quote unquote missing out on. Yeah, I'd rather pay. I'd rather pay the less money.
And if I could just sort of say, one of the things he has in there, the Rune Metrics, the $5 difference there is because we got a 2-week trial run of Rune Metrics. I mean, yes, technically, it is something free. It was $5 cheaper. But I don't know that really you should take that $6 difference or that $5 difference into account there, because it was that trial thing.
Yeah, well, even then there's still a $10 difference beyond that. But even said, like, I don't foresee that the actual value of the 2016 versus 2017 package, I don't see the value being less. Like, yes, you're showing me numbers on paper that say yes, that this package was technically worth more, perceived, but I would have to say that they are pretty much equal as far as what they offered. Yet the pricing this year is much better.
And he actually gives, because the rune coin difference is where the main difference is, $24 last year to $7 this year, due to the fact last year we had 4 weapon overrides, a companion pet, a teleport animation, and 2 emotes.
And how much of that did you use?
None.
Exactly.
Actually,
perceive the value.
The companion pet I think I used once just to have a look at it and never touched it again. The rest of the stuff I never touched. And, again, the game card stuff we're going to get this year, and I think the game card stuff looks a lot better than just the free stuff they gave away with Treasure Hunter last year.
The outfit that we're getting this year is also, or have this year, is also great.
That looks good. Yeah, that looks really good.
So, I don't know if yep.
I am wearing my Legatus Maximus outfit at the moment from the quest. That looks.
Let's talk about that.
Sorry.
Nothing.
With the Marjarat skull head that I've got, it does look good, and I've got the Darkscape cloak with it. So
that must be pretty cool.
It looks very good. It might be my long-term outfit. This one, I think.
Nice. Anyway, let's continue on here, shall we? This next post is by Imp Sparta, and it says, "Don't be stupid, be cheap." This thread is regarding membership prices. You can see the new price charts, but if some may have noticed, the incredible weak Great British Pound is usually the cheapest option, especially if you would pay in Euro and USD. To get the numbers straight, the golden package is $49.99 Great British Pounds. This directly calculated in other currencies, 58.7 euros, 61.9 USD, 83.56 CAD, 83.87 Australian, etc. Let's now compare them with the current price, 71.29 euros, 79.49 USD, 83.49 Canadian, 96.49 Australian. Let's now see how much or more or less you'd save. It's plus 12.5 euros, plus 17.5 USD, Canada, negative 0.07 Canadian, and plus 12.62 Australian. So as you may have noticed, the chance you pay more in your currency is huge. Only the weak Canadian is close. So unless you are Canadian, I'd recommend buying any membership in the British pound. The fees would be around $1.50, so even with those, it's still better.
I don't know what country they're coming from, but fee in Australia to convert is around $11, not $1.50.
Yeah, I think he might have meant $11.50. No,
Yeah,
in all seriousness, yeah, to convert money in America at least is not a cheap thing to do.
No.
So this is not a valid method unless you know unless you work at a bank or know somebody that works at a bank.
Yeah. In Australia, I think it's $11 or $12, and once you go over $200, it's capped at 10%. So, I think they're talking out of their bum a bit with the $1.50 thing. But I threw this one up there just because I thought it was a good chuckle to say, yeah, if you look at it just at a straight exchange.
Well, this is a 13-year-old who has access to Google and took a world, a world economics class in high school and thinks this is how the world works, and thinks they're smart. But hey, it was a nice try. It was worth it.
And the first comment, Lions Roar, why does it cost so much in US dollars to buy the Premier Club unless there's an $18 USD transaction fee? And it probably is, $10
for
to $12. Yeah. So,
credit card fees can be ridiculous. On businesses.
Well, credit card. If I pay something in US dollars on my credit card, they charge me $22. I think it is
ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's funny because I can go and buy things in pound sterling with no problem at all. That's stupid that they do that. I hate banks. I hate banks so much. Anyway, should I continue on here?
Yes.
All right.
Unless DX has something to throw in.
DX?
No. It's been about 10 years since last time I went to the UK, so I really don't know.
They let you in the UK.
How much it charge? I don't know how much it charges these days too.
Fair enough.
It might be a bit cheaper now because I remember when I went there, the Australian to the US, I think was about 40. $1 was buying 40 pence or something. I think it's now 50 or something now. I don't really.
Last check was 58. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been going up a lot, obviously since.
Well, of course
Brexit.
it is. Yeah, because all the panic merchants are dying off now, and now the things are settling down to where it'll be. Yeah. Like all those people leaving America once Donald Trump got in, and they all shut up quickly about leaving America, didn't they?
Yeah, especially when they crashed the Canadian immigration website.
Anyway,
and you look at the Canadian dollar. I mean, it's why would you go to Canada when it costs you so much more than in America?
Anyway, TLDW number 270 Q&A for Christmas 2016. So I haven't actually watched the Q&A yet, so this is going to be interesting. So first up, apparently, they talked about the currency pouch. So there will be a rework for the currency pouch to address the issues people are having with it. They will not be removing the Get Bond button, but will be making it less intrusive. A right-click option won't...
wasn't the Get Bond
that was fun.
The butt of all memes on Reddit this week.
Yeah. I had a look at it. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought, that's good because it's nice and easy to see. I thought you would be just right-clicking it. But it makes sense to have the button there because a lot of people don't read the patch notes or don't read the or don't watch the Q&A. So to have it there,
don't
so
read,
they know it's it there.
A right-click option won't work because the button is meant to be a visual prompt to purchase. So they're admitting the fact that there is marketing in there, like they're at least they're being honest about it. So their current plans are that they will be removing the Chronicle players in the pubs, finally, now that it's gotten its own legs on Steam with an average of 200 daily active players. Oh, Chronicle. More RuneScape money down the drain. Adding the Wyvern Cave warning to the Doomsayer settings. They will also be adding Silverhawk feathers to the boots while they are equipped. They want to remove warnings from the Wilderness Sword while in the Wilderness. They're going to improve the Gnome Amulet, Swanky Boots, and Dwarven Helmet, and add a right-click option at the Wilderness Chaos Altar.
Hey, isn't
If I
there a
just
current? Sorry, I just want to bring this up, right? I can't really remember, but that sewer in Varric, is there still a warning there?
You
Which
can
is
toggle
just west
that
of the
off.
cast?
Yeah,
You can
there
toggle it
there
off
is a
now?
warning, but you can not have to see it after
Yeah,
you've
you
seen
can
it.
toggle off all your warnings. So yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know if they toggled it off there.
The improved Gnome Amulet, Swanky Boots, and Dwarven Helmets, they're all quest item rewards. And I think that's a good idea that they do something to give those sort of some stats
So they're not
again to
immediately
make them-
junk.
Exactly. Because I mean, that Gnome Amulet, when I first started, that was my amulet of choice until I
It's a pretty
was able
badass
to
amulet.
afford. Yeah, that was until I could afford my glory.
Yeah, right. So they have considered plans here as well. The ability to search for titles and outfits, broadcast system for clan members. It's on the backlog, by the way. Herbicide working with noted herbs. They said they'd look into.
And then I think they said they ended up saying no, they won't because the noted herbs are there for you to collect.
Yeah.
That's why they're noted.
Yeah.
In the herb burner. Sorry, the other one is just for the ones that are just dropped as whole. And I totally agree with that. Much as I'd love to do it, make it convenient, but no, I agree with them.
I
Not
mean,
having it on the herbicide
they
because
break their own logic due to the fact that high alchemy works with noted items, but I don't think that herbicide should work with noted items. I think they should. Don't follow your own logic, Jagex. You're making the game too easy.
Yeah, that's right. Herbicide, collect the notes and either chuck them on the GE or just use your herb burner where you're going to get 2 times the XP for them.
Ooh.
Or invent things out of them.
Yes, like Plant Man. It's just a bunch of plants that I glued together on a stick. Just means that you have to get it again in January. So let's see.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Link.
Rune Ethereal outfit automatically withdraw and stores Rune and Pure Essence. And equip the next sign of the Porter, depleting currently worn sign.
That'd be a good one, though.
Yeah, they said they look into that last one there.
Yeah, again, though, the reason they said with a sign of the Porter, because if you're doing things in a dangerous area and you want to flick on a sign of life or something,
yeah,
that's what they said. Probably not with that one. The Rune Ethereal outfit is a good one because it's so frustrating because the outfit itself holds 12 runes for you. But the thing is, you've got to equip it, you've got to pull your runes out, you've got to close your bank, put them into your outfit, open your bank again, and then fill your inventory. So
that's lame.
Yeah, they need to. It is. It's almost not worth me doing when I do my rune runs just because of the extra time.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bother going over not planned because that's, again, like asking raise your hand if you're not here.
One thing I do want to bring up there, the magical golem outfit with the goldsmith gauntlets. It's like, well, you either want your bonus XP or you want to just do your goldsmith gauntlets and, do it that way. I agree with what they said there. No.
Yeah, the goldsmith gauntlets, you don't need the goldsmith gauntlet, to work down there. That's a bonus thing. Yeah,
that's right.
I agree.
And I thought the allow musicians to provide more benefits because musicians really are a waste of time now. No one sits there and you don't need to sort of get your run energy up anymore. Someone said about using it to maybe with your prayer or if you've had your stats dropped, you can sit down there and have them raised that way. I thought that was actually quite a good suggestion, but they did sort of pretty much knock it on their head straight away.
There used to be a fun glitch with the musicians. If you ran up to them from a distance and then clicked on them, your ass would slide along the ground for about like half a mile before it reached the musician.
Lovely. Miscellaneous. Lil Tuzzy and Craw Jr. pet overrides and the Virago hit entry will come out next week, hopefully. And all events in Birth Warp because all players are located there and Prifdinus. I assume that was a question at one point in time.
Someone was complaining. why are all the events always located in Berthorpe and not other areas? Well, Berthorpe's the entry town, so if you're not in Prifddinas, you go to Berthorpe. So.
Pretty much. Although, I have to say, I always started my teleports at Edgeville, never Berthorpe, but that's probably because I'm a different generation of player.
Remember when we all started up in Lumbridge?
Yeah, mine was Lumbridge.
Well, yeah, I started in Lumbridge, and there was a time when you could only teleport to Lumbridge. But when Lodestones came out, my first instinct was to always teleport to Edgeville, because that was the closest one to the Varric Grand Exchange. So it's become ingrained in my mind that Edgeville is your default because it's closest to Grand Exchange, if not, Prifddinas. I don't know. Anyway, why don't we talk Christmas event, shall we? So here's some general information. So it's going to be released from the 5th to the 19th, or it says and the 19th. So it comes in 2 batches then. So
It's 2 batches. Yes.
Okay. So
even though we're not going to do batches
Jagex,
anymore.
the company famous for doing the complete opposite of what they are always saying. So no more batches, but let's release this in 2 batches. Gotcha. Part 1 will provide 1 massive batch. Part 2 will be small, but will tie everything together. See, it's not batches. It's patches now. We have a batch and a patch. So you can't call it batches. Lol, Edgeville Lodestone. Tella use Wildy Sword. Oh, just exactly now use Wildy Sword, but it's so ingrained in my mind that I use Edgeville Teleport. It's gonna take a long time for me to not. Anyway. Habit will eventually break, though. A mini quest focusing on the story. Part 1 will be what's the story in part 1?
The actual story of the Christmas quest.
Okay, so they're not revealing that yet, I'm guessing.
No.
And the length is about an hour in total. Rewards are immediately provided after completing the event once. The Christmas season schedule is as follows. November 30th is the seasonal interface, so that should be in-game right now.
Which it's not, it'll be tomorrow. They weren't sure if it was going to be today or tomorrow, so it will be tomorrow.
Alrighty.
Now.
So, tomorrow then. December 1st, the Advent calendar begins. December 2nd is the first winter weekend. Also, yay. December 5th is Christmas Event 1, and 19 is Christmas Event Part 2. So, start location for the event. Christmas cupboard located in Berthorpe, Lumbridge, and Varric. The holiday portal and Prifddinas will also work. Content. Revisit old Christmas events with a twist, including the 2007 and 2011 events. There are doors.
I don't think I ever saw the 2007 event, to be honest.
I don't remember the 2007 event, that's for sure.
Now, can anyone remember me last Christmas saying what I want to see is them just choose 1 or 2 Christmas events and let us go back and replay them?
Yep.
Say what?
So, before last Christmas, when we were talking about Christmas events, I said I would love to see them do this type of thing. This shows they do listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I want to see a big hashtag thanks Pern off everyone when this comes out.
Oh boy, the ego. It's getting a little big.
That's it.
Somebody get a pin.
Let's see here. So, content. So, we're going to revisit old Christmas events. There are doors for every single event ever made, but you won't be able to go to all of them. Extra content will include skilling activities for players to participate for XP after the event is over. And what else? We got the Festive Aura being brought back and will work just like last year. There will be extra dialogue for your character if they have completed these events in the past. Players who did not obtain the Snow Globe back in 2007 will be able to unlock permanently this year. We are doing this because it's not a holiday item that you can show off to other players. We want to keep the gods separate from Christmas and make it about friends and Christmas characters.
That was my question.
Yep.
I thought that was a good idea. Even Mod Osborne had a laugh at that because he thought that was a pretty good idea.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
I have my moments.
Santa title and the festive loot beam will not be brought back this year. And
sorry, before we do move on there, I mean, I really do love this idea that they're doing with Christmas, and start reusing. I mean, because they spend so much development time on these things that stay there for 2 weeks, and to start reusing them in this way, and it sounds like if it is successful, they will do this going forward, because the little Christmas area that they've made you go to. There's like 15 cupboards there, so you get to go in and do sort of all the old quests, and it looks like they might release sort of 1 or 2 each year for us to do that with. So kudos, hats off to Jagex. That is a brilliant idea, and I can't wait to do those things.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll get the yo-yo, Zenel. I think it.
I want the Santa hat.
I'd love to have that as well, but I think the
Just
it's
looked
not
up a
the
chat.
wearable. Yeah, it's not the wearable items. It's only the things like I think there's the puddings and things that you can sort of have from the Christmas events, but not ones you can wear to say I was there in 2007 or 2005 or whatever.
Hey, do you like my idea for next year's Christmas event I posted in YouTube? Chris dinners.
I hate it. Let's talk about the advent calendar, shall we? So that's starting the 1st of December, which is tomorrow for me. It may be already started for some of you. You claim one prize each day. If you miss a few days, you can claim all the prizes for the days you weren't logged in for, similar to last year. I'm surprised they didn't slap a bond on that this year.
I was going to say drop a bond and unlock it all.
Right?
That was only for what was that one?
That was the
one
beach that they did that for
the
the
beach
treasure
one.
map.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they set a precedent there, so I was like, oh, okay. Nice to see that they aren't slippery sloping it. Reward information. So the event calendar provides. Did I miss? No, I did. Okay. The event calendar provides 2 free Christmas loot pinatas. The rest are obtained via Treasure Hunter. Obtain the first pinata free on the first day. Pinatas contain the following tradable rares: Terror Bird plushie, Christmas pudding balloon, Christmas pudding hat, Christmas pudding tree kite. Shoot me in the face right now.
No. Did you? Oh, you didn't see the Terror Bird plushie.
They
It's
sound
actually
awesome.
It's a Terror reindeer plushie. It is magnificent. I've never asked for anything, but if everyone wants to chip in together and buy me a Christmas present this year, Terror Bird plushie. I love the look of that thing.
I want to see it.
Phenomenal. No, it looks like a little reindeer.
Oh.
It's it is fantastic. I didn't like where the avatar's hand was when they showed the picture up its bum, but it was magnificent. You can keep all the rest, the balloon and the pudding hat and the tree kite. I just want that plushie. It was fantastic.
I want the
I want the
plushie.
plushie.
It's cute. But yeah, and I love plushies. I wish. Did they mention if the plushie was keepsakeable? Because they need to make these keepsakeable.
I believe they are.
If they're keepsakeable, that's amazing. But I love plushies. I say keep going with Plushiescape. I think there should be a new plushie in game every month. That would make me happy.
Just make a plushie for every major event. Have an Easter one, have a Christmas one, have a Halloween.
Sure.
Bring out a turkey plushie.
But then also never stop making plushies on top of that.
No, just make different ones every year. A Santa and a snowman.
Every month.
An elf,
every month,
reindeer, and yeah.
Just always
I
a new
think Magebit
plushie.
wants a plushies general store or something.
I love the idea. First of all, I don't know if you've noticed this about me, but I love cosmetics. And I also love miniature versions of other things. So plushies are like high on my list. Anyway, let's see here. Where are we? So Terror Bird Racing, yes, of course. So south of Falador is the location, as well as Remington, Mudskipper Point, and Port Sarum. Obtain a Terror Bird mount for free in Solomon's General Store. Players who beat a certain time in the race will unlock a Terror Bird mount with a red nose.
Now,
I love that idea.
The Terror Bird mount you're going to get free from Solomon's General Store is different from the one that was released on April Fool's Day. Again, this one does look a bit like a reindeer, and it's got a black nose. And then if you can beat the time, they're going to set a sort of a time that you have to beat. If you get that, it'll change it to one with a red nose for people. So,
I'm down with Hanukkah plushies. I would love to have just a giant dreidel plushie. Especially if, like, I feel like, especially because a dreidel has like a stick on the end, you could even make it into like a one-handed weapon or a two-handed weapon or something. Just beat people over the head with a giant like rubber dreidel.
Is it really?
Is that offensive? I apologize.
Well, I was going to say, is it offensive to say we need an Allah plushie?
Well, I mean, there's no depiction of like a god in particular. I think you know what you did there, pretty much. I mean, well, there's no depiction of Yahweh either.
Let's have Muhammad then.
I mean, now you really know what you're doing. This is in South
the
Park.
one that gets to one step too far, but Bird, you reach that.
Yeah, this is in South Park. I mean, I respect
Winter
South
weekend.
Park.
Winter weekend.
Oh, plushies, man! They should have like a what's his name? A Cartman plushie. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, because that won't get him.
I hate you both.
I said winter weekends. General information.
Past activities have been added and removed to add variety. Oh god, that means they may have removed Livid Farm. Don't tell me if they have. I need to find out on my own. This is a journey that I have to go through. It's an experience right now. Iron Man. What?
Hang on. I hope they do, because since they've halved the amount of points.
Exactly. I was trying to go for like a double whammy where it's like half points and then half the half points, and like I'm totally down to do it now. But I need to I need to find out for myself. Let's see.
Well, you'll find out shortly.
Iron Man can take part in all benefits except for the double XP and reputation in Artisan's Workshop. The Arc will be from the 3rd and 4th of December, so the first weekend. Half-price supplies, chance not to deplete an Uncharted Island resource, +2 Waco contracts, for which rerolls are free. 2 Orokami will spawn instead of 1 on Uncharted Isles, so week 1 is the Arc. Week 2 is Skilling. Double XP and reputation at Artisan's Workshop, which is not available to Iron Men. Increased node spawns and reward points at Runespan. Bonus chance on jeweled statuettes whilst wearing the Ring of Wealth, and double chance of spawn the Scepter and Black Ibis drops at Pyramid Plunder. Enriched divination nodes spawn every 10 minutes, opposed to 20. Fishing spots stay in place twice as long. Divination wisps last twice as long. Mining nodes and trees replenish twice as quickly. And plus 50% base Big Chinchompa XP. I assume it would have been in that category.
Yes.
I wonder, just out of curiosity, what about gathering the shards to make the outfits? You know,
it's already fast enough. I would assume that is not changing.
I'd like to get them twice as quick.
They're already real quick if you're 99, which I'm pretty sure you are.
Yeah. I think I get a whole bunch of shards every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stop whinging. You're getting enough.
I want more, buggier.
Just go and work.
Bossing and Slayer. So the second weekend, Bossing and Slayer. Increased chance of rare drops and enhanced Ring of Wealth. Charm drops give 1 more charm than normal. 50% increased base Slayer experience. Over the period of the weekend, all assigned Slayer tasks are treated as using a Slayer VIP ticket. 10% cheaper instance fees. Extra training points from boss training. And the ability to loot the Mazcab raids once per day. So get it in.
It just says ability to loot the Mazcab raids once per day. Does it mean I still have to fight them, or can I just go and
You just go raid, just go loot them.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, listen, I'm just here to loot. Everyone chill out.
You go and fight it. I'm just going to loot your barrels.
Yeah, keep them busy while I just rob you.
So also, the next and third weekend is Clue Scrolls, 24th to the 25th of December. This sounds interesting. I'm all for a Clue Scroll week. Hey, Chris, what's going on?
2 days.
Say what?
You said week. That's only 2 days.
Did I?
Weekend.
I got a little overzealous there. So yeah, 1 free reroll per clue per day. Jilly Willikers will give you a free clue scroll per day, limited by total level. So, pretty much, if you
get elites.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're 2500 plus, you're 2501 plus, excuse me, you're gonna get an elite clue for free. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, boy.
Each completed clue scroll will earn a festive box containing festive food that also has a chance to contain some of the following items. Slayer VIP tickets, Silverhawk Down, Untradeable Springs, Charms, and XP Lamps and Stars coming through again, available in Clue Scrolls. So this is going to be an interesting... we'll have to do a stream, a Clue Scroll stream that weekend. Snow Globe was literally the reward from Christmas 2007. Where's my Easter ring, zombie head, and yo-yo? What's going on, Chris? Anyway... It feels weird calling you Chris. What's up, Hampshire? Minigames. Is the last weekend? No, I'm so confused. Oh, this goes all the way to January.
It's
truly a miracle. So minigames the next weekend, 31st to the 1st. +1 Castle Wars Gold ticket. Extra 600 daily bonus points from Cabbage Face Punch Bonanza. Double points for Pest Control and Conquest, double bonus XP and Gamble rewards in Barbarian Assault, bosses killed in Dominion Tower count as 2, I know what I'm doing, for the purposes of reward unlocks, double points from Stealing Creation, double zeal from Soul Wars, plus 1 medal from Fish Flingers per game. Oh, God help me. So, yeah, I'll definitely have to take advantage. I've said this before, but now that 2017 is truly year of comp, then I have no choice but to actually do this. Busy at work. That's okay. That's understandable. 'Tis the season for graphics design and websites, apparently. Ports. 31st of December to the 8th of January. 25 voyages a day instead of 15. All ports voyages return 30% extra trade goods and resources. Ability to get Cerula's special voyage on Saturday and Sunday as well as Thursday. There you go. And finally, a Dungeoneering weekend. 7th of 8th of January. Double tokens from both regular Dungeoneering and Sinkholes. Base Sinkhole Lab XP increased by 50%. Not enough to get me to do it. Did I say stinkholes?
Stinkholes.
I didn't hear it. My nose.
I didn't hear that, but anyway.
I didn't hear it either.
Same,
I also didn't hear. I also heard RuneScape Wiki.
Creation. Oh God.
That's your
Either that or it's
TLDW.
2 o'clock in the morning and I'm hallucinating.
It's definitely 2 o'clock in the morning and you're hallucinating. Especially after a comment like stooling creation. DX, really?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay.
Since you said there would be
one.
one.
Having a shot about me being on meds and being stupid. Well, I've got an excuse. What's yours?
Fair enough. Elite says, since you said there would be one more egregious promo in December and the Bond thing happened, does that mean you have been proven right, Mage? I would say that I was proven right before the Bond thing even, but if the Bond thing is your line, then I think, yeah, definitely. Between the Bond thing and the promo before that was pissing people off, they're gonna keep doing it. There's the pattern that they have to follow, but they're gonna keep releasing egregious promos, I promise you. And if Get Bond wasn't enough for you, just wait. Let's get through December. I promise you, they will let you down. And I hope they prove me wrong. I really do. Anyway, ow, I've been coughing a lot. I've been having a lot of.
We do go back, speaking of Treasure Hunter, those pinatas will be heavily available on pinatas. So you can expect a sort of a big influx there because people will be going after those plushies and those tradable.
Well, I'm looking at the Grand Exchange and I'm seeing the Mimic plushie at 137 million, and I'm like, do I buy it? Do I spend 137 million on a plushie?
Only if you buy me the Terrorbird.
It gets all quiet, like, I don't know.
Yeah, if you want it, buy it.
I do
want it.
want
What are you saving the money for, really? I mean, the money's there
viable
to
120s.
Something you like. No,
viable 120s.
Don't buy 120s. Do the gathering skills and then use the stuff you get.
That's exactly where do you think the money's coming from?
No, but you just use the stuff. So do your farming to get all your herbs. Keep your herbs. Stop selling them. Make them into potions and do it that way. Cut your own wood. Do wood cutting before you do fletching and fire making, and use those.
But what about the billions of gold I'm getting from divination?
Use that to be making the charges, divine charges, and sell those.
But isn't it cheaper to just sell the? I mean, don't you make more money in the long run just selling the energy?
Well, no, you actually make more money doing the divine charge. It just takes you a lot longer to do.
Do you really make more money on divine charge, despite the fact that you then have to take the time to create the charge? Like, consider the time you're making breaking down items, and consider the time you're also creating the divine charges. If you add up that time, it's no longer worth it. Well, time is money, isn't it? So it's not economically feasible.
But time is fun. You're there for fun. I mean, it's not a job; it's a game. That's what I keep telling people. Oh, time is money. I'm wasting money doing this.
It's a virtual lifestyle, you bastard.
Well, I'm a hippie then. I don't care about that side of it.
Get a
But
haircut.
the only
hippie.
time you'll ever hear me be calling myself a hippie, because anyway, I won't go there. Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah. We're getting into the Mah spoiler block, so I'm going to say it right now. And I guess I should put it up on screen in case somebody joins in the middle. So I'm just going to put some text up on screen real quick. So this is Children of Mah spoilers. So just kind of a warning. If you haven't played Children of Mah and you want to play Children of Mah without, with the original storyline intact, then you may wish to not listen to this section. You could just mute the live stream if you're watching live. If you're not, you're just gonna have to keep skipping ahead, I guess. But yeah, there will be Children of Mah spoilers for a little bit here, and if you're watching live, that'll make it easy for you because you'll know when they're. Well, basically, when I pull this text down, it's they're good to go. We're good to stop talking. So I'll put Children of Mah spoilers up on screen right now, and I'm just going to make the outline here thicker. Get a nice thick outline, so it's okay. So Children of Mah spoilers. Children of Mah spoilers. Did I read?
I see what you did there, Zenel.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna get in here. We're gonna talk. There's a few posts here. The first one is kind of
Before we go
PSA,
into those, do we want to talk our thoughts on it? Because we've never done that.
I
or
guess.
Do you want to say that for
Yeah.
Friday?
Yeah.
Do this and then do
No,
that Friday show.
I mean, that was last
we're gonna do
Friday's
that
show,
last Friday,
so it's this show as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, we can run down our thoughts on it if you'd like. Why don't you get us started?
Okay. For starters, I'd like to say fantastic quest. Little disappointed they released all the rewards that you were going to get from it. I really hate when they do that. Release one or two, but leave some of it to get there. As in the storyline and the lore of it, couldn't fault it. Loved every single bit of it. I gave the quest a 10 out of 10 personally.
Kill yourself.
Because I mean, yes, the lava surfing was hard to handle, but you got through it okay. They were safe deaths. The fighting the shadows at the end, if you missed it, I think it was 3 times. You got to do an easy mode of
Easy
it, which
mode.
on the last one I
Not
did.
easy.
I found it easy. Other than those, and I didn't mind that so much. It did it detracted slightly from the gameplay side of it, but I looked at it solely from the sort of lore side of things. Where Seren shows up in this one and saves us at the last lava flow, which that sort of where she come into it sort of surprised me a little bit. But the way they tied her in and the way her whole character has been throughout, and I will give a big spoiler here. We find out at the end of the quest about the Majra and why they have the ritual of rejuvenation where they have to kill one of their own and siphon their power. That ritual was actually given to them by Seren, who had disguised herself as Mah back on Freneskae. And the reason she was doing that was to help Mah, to sort of siphon a bit of power to Mah who need it. And we find out that there were some other races on Freneskae that did a similar thing and and they've died off now. And I think it was who's the Majra with the big horns?
Horny McCornface.
I can't remember his name now. It's not
Zamorgil? I don't know. I don't know what any of that Majorat look like. I'll be honest with you. Darth Maul.
One of them has the
Darth Maul.
One of them has the big horns in it. Anyway, he was never actually a Majorat from the start.
Are you talking about Archeox? The one that said Archeox? What the hell?
Zanadra? I don't think it was Azanadra.
Are you talking about the one you play like through most of the quest?
No.
Okay.
No,
then I have no idea what you're talking about.
You'll know who it is when you play.
I had an opportunity to bring a lore expert on the show today, and I was like, nah.
Seal. There it is. Elite's got it.
Haziel, okay. Yeah,
Haziel.
he's actually one of my favorites. I like him.
Yeah, and he wasn't actually a Majorat to begin with, but he was one of the other races, and sort of converted himself somehow to Majorat. But basically,
It's like when you convert to being Jewish, right? just add a few things, cut a few things off.
So I was going to say, snip the end.
Oh my god!
But we find out what I really loved, and I've spoken to people who have fallen off Zaros' side for what he did here. But Seren's whole point, and the reason she's hated or been against Zaros right from the start is because he left Mah, and Mah was, Seren was all about Mah, and she's introduced this ritual of...
She's a mama's girl.
Yeah, exactly. She introduced the ritual of rejuvenation to basically siphon power towards Mah. Now, the whole idea of this is that Mah is waking up and having these nightmares and drawing the power even more from them. And that's why, these rituals are supposed to last them for 500 years, and all of a sudden a year later they need to have another one. And that's where Karshai comes in, because he's on the fence. He's not on either Zaros's or Zamorak's side. He just wants to be neutral in it all. And Zaros has come along and told them, hey, I know what's happening. And then he does, he knows that Mah's doing it. He wants to take them back and stop this ritual, siphon the power from Mah. Now, Seren doesn't want that to happen. And she's trying to convince us all the way through no. But, what we do need to remember, Mah is a tormented god. She was incomplete, basically, at hatching. There was something that went wrong, and that's why the other gods left her as it was when they come and sort of populated Gielinor and such, and then sort of buried themselves in the world of Gielinor, and she was sort of still on Freneskae. Yeah, it was pretty much born of her nightmare. She's very childish. Sorry, Elite Power. Just so we already knew Seren started the rituals to help Mah since the fate of the gods. Yeah, exactly right. But we find out more about it here, and we find out that how she tricked the Majorat and such. But I don't want to go into the full story because it'll take me like hours and hours. But sorry, I've lost my point now. So Seren is not really about helping anyone else other than sort of Mah. Now, Zaros has sort of said, yes, I'll help you guys. And what strengthened my, my thoughts towards Zaros is, Zamorak's come along and they've sort of had that fight, and he didn't want to destroy Zamorak. He's going to use him. He can put aside that, he's not going to trust Zamorak again, but he's able to put aside sort of his feelings and bring him or join forces with him for something that's going to benefit them both sort of down later on. He siphoned that power into all the Majorat from Mah, including Zamorak, which then leaves her weakened and basically a vegetable, which Seren then kills and then gets herself a kill on Sliske's scoreboard somehow. But I just found that the way they wrapped that whole story up and tied everything together was fantastic.
The story of this quest was amazing.
Yes, and that's why I gave it a 10 out of 10. So while some of the gameplay was very, it was a little bit detracting, when you look at the actual story and the way they tied it all together and the way it opens everything up, and
I have a question for you, Pern.
Yep.
If I bought you a 2017 Lamborghini, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I drove it through the front of your house, would you still be really happy that I gave you a 2017 Lamborghini?
Yeah, because I'm insurance.
God damn you.
Well, but I mean, and Zaros is not going to trust Zamorak, and Zamorak still doesn't trust Zaros. But I mean, he obviously knows that Zaros is going to live up to his end of the bargain because of the demon ritual that they sort of signed together. And I just find everyone's sort of sitting there doubting Zaros, but I think this just strengthens exactly what he wants to. Yes, he wants to elevate to an elder god. But his
Don't we
whole
all?
reason for that is because he wants the multiverse to stay the way it is. He doesn't want it destroyed and started again, which is what's happened previously, and that's where the Dragon King come from. He wants to make sure everything stays there, and he wants to be able to sort of, talk to the Elder Gods or battle the Elder Gods at their own level, and and Seren's whole thing, and I had this argument with someone who was saying, no, Seren was so righteous and the way she did things, and Zaros was an ass and all. I said, how can you say that? Seren cared only for Mah, not for anything else. She cares really only for the elves. She's done nothing for the rest of the races. She's only done stuff for the elves, and she's done stuff for Mah, and that's basically it. So, that's basically all I wanted to say. I probably got a bit long-winded there, so I do
That was
apologize
good.
to
It's
everyone.
being dubbed Fern's Lore Corner by Mr. Ling.
Yeah,
That was
but
good.
I do think that we're going to see Zaros really elevate and be that champion for the people as I think he went to do.
All right, People's Champion. Speaking of People's Champion, all right, so that was actually a perfect
Your
segue.
thoughts?
Yeah, no, it's People's Champion DX. What are your thoughts on the quest?
They called me the People's Champion. Yeah, I don't know if The Rock will like that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the lore to it. There are some of the mechanics there which really shouldn't be used for a quest like this, especially with the tick system the way it is. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the lava surfing.
No, I'll get there. Don't
Apparently, they have fixed that though.
I don't know how you guys managed to fail the lava surfing. I managed to ace it bloody first go, both of them. That was really, really weird.
What day did you do it though? After the fix?
The second day.
Yeah, after the fix.
Was there a fix
Yep.
on the second day afterwards?
There was. Yep.
It was horrible day one. It was literally
Yep.
unplayable.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't
yeah.
literally unplayable, but it was very tough.
It was
For those
almost.
peop-
It was
for those
almost
people that don't
unplayable.
know, for those people that don't know, Mage raged.
Yep.
I suspected he would.
And you can see, I mean, I've got my video up. I did an actual playthrough of it, which really pissed me off because I forgot to record system sounds because DX joined me and we're having a good chat there for a while. But if you want to see what it was like on day one, if you haven't done it and compare it to when you do it yourself, you will see sort of it was a little broken, and I mean,
A little broken.
It got. I found it a little bad. I mean, it was very unresponsive, but I did get through.
It was
the end.
bad. Just say it. It was bad. The lore was amazing.
Yes.
Groundbreaking, even as far as storytelling goes in
Yes.
RuneScape. Probably the biggest reveal so far quest-wise this year has been this quest. Absolutely 10 out of 10 lore-wise. As far as questing goes, adventuring, this quest is about a 4 out of 10 for me on the adventuring scale.
One thing I will say that I was a little disappointed about was when we had to go and find Karshai's memories in the dig site.
Okay.
I felt you just clicked on it once, bang. Remember the last time we had to collect Marjrat memories? It was like 8 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't.
Why didn't the quest have an 8-hour segment?
I didn't want anything like that, but I still think sort of 60 to 120 seconds collecting each memory. It was longer to sort of just go down there and sort of.
I thought that section was actually well done.
It was longer to get to the dig site than it was to collect. But you clicked on it once. I would have liked to have seen, just bang. We had to try, and I think they should have been hidden a little bit better, perhaps. I don't know, something where we go down. It took you like 2 minutes to get to the dig site, and it took you like 30 seconds to collect the memories. It was longer to get there than it was to actually grab them.
Recovering the actual memories, not Karshai's, but during the event which led up to the Zamorak betrayal of Zaros, that was well done. The memories were well hidden. I thought that was really good as well. That was one of the because we were all trying to find what we were missing, and
Sierra has been making point-and-click adventure games since like the 80s. Okay.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's not a new concept.
The best place to hide things is in plain sight. I mean,
where
did we see that coming?
That's why I never wear pants.
Once we collected, once we collected the memories, I loved part of it, just going into Karshai's memories and just working everything out. And you know, and it was good. It was tough enough that it made it a little bit challenging where you had to work everything out, but not so stupid that you needed a guide to find things. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, gameplay wise, I would have given it 8 out of 10. I mean, as I said, there was only those two parts.
Hot rod.
There was only those two parts that I had. Yeah, I had a little bit of an issue with, and I got through after 2 or 3 attempts.
If I may, I understand that I am a more than average emotional person. Like I think my emotional responses are a little more extreme than the average individual. So I'm willing to take that into consideration. It's also it's about due that I make the live stream of that quest avail. I'll do it actually right now for those of you interested. I'm gonna make this finally non-Patreon exclusive.
Do it after the show so that I don't leave us in the middle of this to go and watch your age.
All right, fair enough. I will make
God.
this live right after the show so everyone can watch it who hasn't had a chance to watch it. It's about 2.5 hours long. You can watch it at magebit.tv. It will be up right after the show ends. So pretty much while you're waiting for the podcast to process, if you haven't listened to this whole show, you can watch that in the meantime if you'd like. Most of the quest is good. There's a lot of enjoyable moments, but if you are affected adversely by yelling and screaming, you may want to skip the lava section, and you may not want to watch the end.
Have you completed it yet?
No, I was actually going to complete it today.
Okay.
Because all I have to do is the memory part, and then it's, from what I hear, it's mostly exposition and then over.
I actually didn't realize once Seren kills Mah and you go down and talk to Zaros again, he says, meet me back up by the body of Mah. You can actually go and talk to each of the Majorat again. Do that, because apparently there's a lot of good text in there, and there's one with Bilrak who talks about floor 61 of Dungeoneering.
Let's just leave that undiscovered, thank you.
No, but I mean, and maybe they're going to do something with that now, something different. But you can't go back and do that after the quest. I didn't realize you could do that. I found out afterwards, and I'm really sort of sad that I missed that stuff, because apparently there was some good little tidbits sort of hidden in there.
I just as I was going to make that video public, I just noticed that we got a new comment on one of our YouTube videos, an old video. It was always fun when old videos get comments. And this one is one of the, I think it's called Easiest Way to,
hey, what's up?
To update NXT drivers for RuneScape, obviously. And this comment is just, why you talk so much needless shit? Just a lot of horse shit. Like, okay, I'm sorry.
That's like my one. I talked too much and got him killed in the wilderness on my wilderness task set run through.
Lawsuit pending.
My goodness. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you there. I just looked over and saw that and was like, oh god, that's interesting. Anyway, so yeah. I would say if final scores, rating everything for myself out of 10. Rating overall between the gameplay and the storyline, I guess I'd probably give it about 5.5 out of 10. Because
I'd probably give it about a 6, I think.
The environment was beautiful. Everything was great except for the gameplay, but unfortunately the gameplay is extremely important to me. Story is very important to me as well. I think the only thing that weighs heavier than story is gameplay for me. Story is about second for me. So
yeah, but I mean, there was only 2 small sections that did have a little bit of an issue, and I mean, I haven't watched your playthrough, so maybe you had a lot more issue than I did. I had a little bit with the unresponsiveness. The shadows, I think the last one were coming out a little bit too fast. I think the globes, having to click on the globe, put it in, then sort of take it out again was a little bit frustrating.
Yes,
but it's all totally doable. And now that they have sort of patched that and made it smoother, you shouldn't have any issues anymore.
Yeah, I guess. It's just unfortunately for me.
Yeah. But I took 2 points off for that. and gave it
Yeah,
8 out of 10 for that. For lore-wise, I give it a 12 out of 10. I give it a 10 out of 10 quest one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not giving virtual points here. I'm only giving actual points.
Hey, I can give virtual skill levels. I can give virtual points on my quests.
That's fine. Like, virtual. if I'm gonna give virtual points, this quest is probably about an 8 out of 10. Without virtual points, it's about a 5.5 out of 10. Now we're making up fucking virtual points over here. What happened? It's like, if anyone's trying to actually figure out if this is a decent quest or not, it's just like, this is a hamburger out of peach cobbler. So good luck.
Just listen to me. I'm the questing person. Mage pretends to be.
I do pretend to be. I'm a glorified story reader. That's about all I can handle when it comes to quests. Anyway, so a warning: Mah's dream, not a safe death.
Only if you lose your actual life points.
Yes.
So keep an eye on your life points and eat. I did die once there, not realizing that, because the first time I died was when the shadows hit it. Okay, that's fine. And I saw my life points going, oh, no, that's fine. It's a safe death. What am I doing in Death's office? And then, that's fine. So, yeah, especially if you're a hardcore Iron Man, do keep an eye on that very closely.
I thought that was very clever. It's even though it's a good PSA kind of thing, I thought that was a very clever idea. You know, even though you don't technically you may not lose all your hit points, by getting taken out of Mah's memories, you still could die pretty quickly on it. I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, it was interesting, to say the least. I'm not looking forward to going back, but the quest must be completed. Next,
just like
Do No Evil and...
Yeah, well, that's all. It's just Do No Evil. Stop right there, my friend. Uriel has the next post here, and it's simply called Sliske. It says, a Sliske endgame quest without Sliske's attendancy anywhere. What? Was the quest really about Sliske, though? This is an Elder God quest. Sliske's endgame's next month.
That's why I threw this one in here, because Sliske's endgame is actually next month. This had nothing to do with Sliske's game, other than sort of the end where Zaros has made Zamorak promise to do something for him. Now, what sort of got me a little bit, Sliske didn't show up as part of the Mahjrat rituals. However, he does live so much in the Shadow Realm that he could very well have been there, just hidden. You know, that we didn't know or didn't see him there. Everyone's got to remember that Sliske does basically inhabit the Shadow Realm so much because he is hiding from the Dragonkin.
And he was in this quest. Sliske was in the Children of Mah quest.
He was, yes. Well,
yes,
back in the first age.
back in the
in the memories. Yep.
You're a memory. Sorry, I don't know what overcame me there. So I'm actually looking forward to the Sliske's endgame quest. Big surprise.
Oh,
I'm not, because I only just earned the right to win my quest cape again. Now I've got to give it back up again.
I've liked most of, or all of the Sliske's endgame series, really. And I'm really looking forward to Sliske endgame becoming endgame. One other thing I have to say, though, about Children of Mah, before we continue reading Children of Mah posts here, is that was a Grandmaster quest, and it really, despite the reveals in the quest, difficulty-wise, I don't know, it just didn't feel Grandmaster.
Again,
annoying, yes, but
they have stated the Grandmaster quest has nothing to do with difficulty. They're more to do with the lore and the continuation of storylines, and sort of things that you need to sort of do it. So you had a lot of stuff you had to do to get there. There were a lot of requirements, and the actual lore reveals in it is what made it Grandmaster.
I guess, and I agree with you there. I just feel like it's called official difficulty? Don't call it official difficulty, then. The grammar Nazi in me is getting mad.
Well, I think official difficulty is something that the term difficulty is something that the wiki gives it.
Yeah, but it used to say official difficulty on the RuneScape wiki, didn't it not?
Yeah. I never used the RuneScape wiki, so I couldn't tell you.
I'm one of the nerds that did, and I'm pretty sure it used to there as well. Could be wrong, but you never know. Anyway, so that's a thing that needs to be addressed, I suppose. Anyway, Perm, would you like to grab the next post real quick while I retool some stuff?
There's Shard of Mah is obsolete. I feel that the Shard of Mah from the new quest is relatively useless without the ability to pick up the fragments with God Wars 2. The 400% multiplier will not convince me to use it over the insignia, and the aggression prevention is not a big deal, as most of them don't pick a fight with you anyways and aren't a real threat. This item is literally not worth having in the bank. His suggestion is add the ability to toggle the fragment collection and add the ability for it to have the same effect as the Shard of Zaros. Please don't make dead rewards on quest release. Now, I actually didn't realize it didn't pick up the fragments automatically, and maybe that's something they sort of didn't look at, because that was something they added as an afterthought themselves on those insignias. So maybe this is something that they will add sort of afterwards on this as well.
Yeah.
But picking up the shards is definitely an important thing when you are down there. So, I fully agree with him on that part. But, it's... but then again, I mean, when you're killing those things, I mean, we did pick up those shards by manually at the start anyway, so... is it that big of an issue? Probably not. But when you're AFKing, killing down there just to get your sort of kills up, and you want those shards, then yeah, probably is.
I still gotta complete the God Wars dungeon too. That looks so good. I still haven't taken on any bosses there yet.
Hey, God Wars 2? No.
No, I haven't. I'm not a bossing. I'm a quester. I'm not a bossing.
Fair enough. I mean, I can relate to that. I'm not much of a bosser. I've done some God Wars dungeon, too, enough that I know that I don't particularly want to do too much more. It's okay. It's better than. It's definitely improvement over God Wars Dungeon 1. That's for sure. We're learning here, people. This isn't a fail. We're learning. Hampshire just sent me a new overlay for Children of Mah, but it looks like the Discord portion doesn't fit in the Discord box. It's not as pliable as we were hoping for. But we'll work on it. Anyway.
And no, he hasn't tried Telos yet,
no.
either, Elite. He scammed someone for a scythe and then didn't
go
to Telos.
Whoa. I said
shots fired.
He's paying for the scythe.
I said having a scythe would make it easier.
Anyway, let's move on. Unless anyone else has anything to say on the Shard of Mah, shall I move on to Demonix Fire, who says the same thing as you. Children of Mah, Grandmaster. Says, so I just did the Children of Mah and saw it ranked as Grandmaster.
Oh, so you already had that Grandmaster.
You
already had that argument ready to go here. I didn't know that.
Yep,
okay.
Because I had this one. I'm sorry, what? It's easy. Sure, if you have a leggy computer or internet, some parts may be a bit hard, like the lava surfing and protecting Mars core. I'll be happy to come out and say I had a little trouble with the 3ed Mars core part, but still not, oh god, this is impossible, like some other Grandmaster quests. Hell, Nomad's Elergy is harder than Children of Mah. It's the only quest I haven't been able to finish yet.
If I can finish at Demonic Fire, you can too.
Isn't Nomad's Elergy needed to do Children of Mah?
No.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to do that quest.
The mobs are not that hard to kill. In the Shard of Zaros, it's a cakewalk. Attack one, eat food, pray if needed, go to the next, repeat till the big one comes out, and stand next to the wall. If your HP gets too low, just rest and eat. If anything, it should be ranked as hard and not Grandmaster. Just look at other quests of the Grandmaster. No way Children of Mah is as hard as some of them. Then again, some hard quests maybe should be Grandmaster and vice versa. So he sort of agreed with you.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. This quest was annoying as shit, but I don't feel like it was Grandmaster in its difficulty. But I guess I need to kind of think about the fact that what do I really deem Grandmaster? And I realized that I'm being kind of a hypocrite thinking that Like, when I think Grandmaster, what do I think? I think difficult boss fight for the most part, or insanely difficult puzzle. And that's, I'm not really thinking about the lore behind the quests, which is the whole point for doing the quest in the first place, right? Go ahead.
I would have much rather see sort of a difficult puzzle rather than that last surfing. The shadows at the end I didn't sort of mind too much, but I would have much preferred a good puzzle in the middle there rather than that lava surfing.
Fair enough.
That lava surfing was weird.
I agree. I would have rathered a good puzzle too. Emphasis on good. Anyway. Yeah, so apparently, as Zanel says, Grandmaster doesn't reflect difficulty. It reflects requirements. Yep. It's just funny that they call it the official difficulty.
Yeah.
But the difficulty...
Official ranking is what it should say. Ranking,
something along those lines, yeah. And I get it. It's difficulty in the fact that you may have had to have a buttload of other quests completed to get there, right?
Yep. And it's the lore it reveals. I think that's, the requirements and the lore is what they're sort of more based on.
Yeah, indeed. So, anything else from this poster today?
No, that was pretty much it.
Okay, are we out of spoiler territory? I gotta open up this next one here and check real quick. This next one's simply called Congratulations. No, I think there's one more. Children of Mah. This is by Devoid Clone, who says, I'm very satisfied with Children of Mah. Great lore, nice rewards, and wow, the environments. 10 out of 10 from me. I am one happy quester. P.S. You should make the Freneskae environments a new sort of agility course. I think it would be fun. Or like an agility D&D of sorts, as long as the surfing is more responsive. P.P.S. Anyone else wondering how we can still teleport around if seismic activity moved the portal? P.P.P.S. Personally... curious, are Mah's nightmares inspired by xenomorphs? They look very similar. Why?
Okay. The thing where he said about the teleport around the seismic activity move the portal, it knocked the portal over, and they did address that the portal was still active, but sort of knocked over. So they did address that. So
yeah,
that
the camera panned over to show you the portal on the ground. It was
exactly. So yeah, there was nothing there. Freneskae environment is a new agility course, as long as you don't have to surf, or if they do, fix up the surfing. I agree there. The Mah life, I don't know what a xenomorph is, so I can't comment on that one. I know what a xenophobe is, but I don't know what a xenomorph is.
Yeah, xenomorph. I think it's an alien of sorts. I forget. It's from something that I don't remember. Anyway.
I've just pulled up a list of the actual Grandmaster quests. We have Birthright of the Dwarves, which did have a fairly tough boss fight at the end. Brink of Extinction, I don't think that boss fight was overly hard.
Brink of Extinction
Fate of the Gods
almost gave me an aneurysm.
Did it?
Yeah.
Just having to
legitimately.
I thought, you just had to stun him before he went to the fire, and that was
easy. Like really new. That was like when EOC was really new, and that concept was extremely frightening to me.
Okay, the Fate of the Gods. What was the boss fight at the end of that was just the Muspers getting through the Nihil and the Muspers. So I didn't find that overly difficult.
I thought it might be the alien from Alien Elite, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Okay. Then there's the Light Within. That was where we had to fight Seren's dark side in the end of that, wasn't it?
Sure.
I think. Nomad's Requiem. Yes, that was a tough fight. One of a kind. Again, not an overly difficult fight. That was the one where you had to fight the Dragonkin, I think it was. Towards the end, Plague's End. Again, I don't think there was even a fight in Plague's End, was there?
Plague's End.
That was the one where we just had to free all the had to free all the elves.
There was an epic fight at Plague's End. You've washed it from your memory because it was so painfully ridiculous.
Or is Plague's End the one where we fought Seren's dark side?
Yeah, well, you fought the Dark Core where
was that
Dark Lord? Yeah, that was Plague's End. Thank you. DX.
Oh, okay. So sorry. So the Light Within is the one I thought that was. So Light Within didn't really have a.
The Light Within had a puzzle.
It had a puzzle, but didn't have a fight.
I don't think so.
Ritual of the Margrat. I did that very early, so that was a fairly tough one, I believe. River of Blood. That was the fight in the River of Blood was actually no, that was tough when you had to go up onto. No, that was the one before that. That was the Lord of Vampirium. So River of Blood wasn't tough.
River of Blood had a fight.
But it was
not
hard.
It was not hard.
No,
the fight
the one before
was
the
hard.
Vampirium.
Yeah, Lord of
Vampirium
was a
tough one.
That
which was only a hard quest, not a Grandmaster
want
quest.
To debowel myself.
We had the Void Stairs back where you had to fight the Queen. That was a
That's
tough
an
one.
old one. That's like 2010.
Yeah.
That was hard back in like 2010 though.
Yes, that's I did that fairly early. While Gothic sleeps and the world wakes, they're all your master quests. So, yeah, not all of them have tough boss fights. So I don't think a tough boss fight makes it a master quest. So anyway, yeah.
All right. So moving on to the next post here by Salubrious. Salubrious. All right.
Yes. Also, have you taken down the spoiler part of the thing?
I'll do that right now.
So people know to come back. Yep.
Cool.
So no more quests.
Just go through the entire show without letting people know that we're back.
Yeah, I thought I'd better let you know that.
Yeah, that would be nice. By the way,
that's generally DX's job, but he dropped the ball.
Yeah, I love that image. That's a really cool image, Zenel. Okay, social engineering in the 1%. Is your account vulnerable to social engineering? I am writing this after having recently been approached by yet another player regarding account security issues which they had difficulty defending against and understanding. You need to be aware of this because you can't really protect yourself against it with an antivirus. It's something that requires a conscious effort, and not just for RuneScape, but your other accounts too. One of the lesser considered ones is known as social engineering. Social engineering is typically when someone scours your online profiles or details you have made public in order to gather information on you, often leading to personally identifiable information such as your name, address, email, cell phone number, etc. This information is often then used for malicious purposes by someone in order to gain access to accounts or coerce or convince you into doing something that you otherwise wouldn't really do. Social engineering is a topic is rather broad and covers things ranging from phishing to open source intelligence gathering, with this thread being primarily about the latter. It will, however, touch on some of the methods used by hijackers, some of which involve phishing, so you can be aware and can warn others who may be at risk. So this is still under construction according to the first thread here. Moving on, real player example. Player lost access to their account and email address, not knowing how a hijacker got into it. Player used their real name, first and surname, on their Twitter account, occasionally mentioning things related to their university. That kind of information is enough to tell a hijacker what area you may live in, and thus what area you may need to VPN to, if they were trying to recover your account. The real name can often be used to find other social media accounts, and often than not, they've posted their email somewhere or their university website as profiles for each student containing contact information, albeit for academic purposes. That's usually enough for a hijacker to then find their target email address. They will try to recover it. If you post things about your pets on social media and your profiles are public, if someone is trying to get into your account, they'll see that, and it's often the deciding factor between them answering your recovery question successfully or not. Another real player example. Hijacker was unable to gain email access, so they instead sent the victim an email with their display name gathered from social media pretending to be Jagex. They didn't ask for information in the email itself, but they told them to go to a RuneScape website and log into a specific account in order to send a ticket. What the victim didn't realize is that it isn't Jagex asking them to do that, and the victim is logging into the hijacker's throwaway account, which the hijacker can access, and giving them a list of all the account recovery information they need. They might be logging into the RuneScape website, but if you're sending that from an account you don't own, then someone else can see what you're sending. Hijackers attempt to use a variety of factors in order to manipulate their targets. There is more blatant. Your account has received an infraction email which occasionally gets sent around, but most people work out that it isn't legitimate when their username isn't available and it asks for information, or when you visit a link. Then there are more subtle attempts, such as previously mentioned, open source intelligence gathering. A lot of online communities refer to it as doxing. It is simply where you use search engines, social media platforms, and registers of different varieties in order to gather information on an individual. The easiest way for you to combat this, aside from opting out of electoral roll and phone book, is to use fake names online, or, in the event of having to use your real name, setting up a series of recovery questions which are not related to you in real life. Answer these questions from the perspective of a fictional character. Make one up. Write yourself a little story. Unless you tell someone it, there's no way in hell that there's going to get those answers. Hijackers love to use scare tactics. If you can if they can make you panic or rush, they will, because people do some strange stuff when they're worried. Panicking also often stops people thinking logically and methodically, so that's just going to make things harder to handle. Hijacker on your account, they might try and ask you for your PIN. They might threaten to bot on the account or something else of that sort. Chances are it's a bluff because they want the money on the account, and it'll be a waste of time if they get the account banned, especially before looting it. Plus, Jagex tend to check if accounts are hijacked before applying offenses anyway, so you probably wouldn't get banned even if they did. You are probably a target to someone if you have a large amount of in-game wealth. It isn't uncommon for these attacks to be carried out on anyone with 10 billion plus, often resulting in successful hijacking. So if you're in that range, or you know someone who is, please make sure they're being careful. Well, I'm glad I'm a poor piece of shit then, I guess. If you make information publicly available, you're making it harder for someone to determine if the recovery attempt is you or a hijacker. You really need to be careful with what you set your answers to and what you post publicly. Open source intelligence gathering attacks tend to involve the desperate recovery attempt of any account of yours they can find. If they can get an email, that'll probably be their primary target. A lot of stuff is usually linked to one email. As a result, I strongly advise having a separate email for every account you care about. If everything is linked to one account, if that email gets hijacked, you're done. A lot of damage can be caused before you get that back. Don't ever set recovery emails for other email accounts. One of them gets hijacked and the whole chain breaks. Not ever worth the risk. Most hijackings are not of this nature and are carried out either through malware or phishing. Social engineering hijack attempts of the open source engineering type tend to be targeted, so unless people became aware that you have a large amount of wealth on your account, you probably won't be targeted. Open source engineering takes longer in order to successfully compromise a victim, which is typically why it isn't carried out as frequently. It often takes a lot of trial and error because account recovery can take even the real owner several attempts for some services. You can consider it as doing research on an individual, to the point where you can then impersonate them to the extent where online businesses do not know if it is the real account holder or not. The last thing you ever want to do is give those people any easy time. Whilst some people might tell you about these flaws in order to help you identify the issue and stop it before it happens, others won't. Hijackers being the others. They want you to be oblivious to their methods so they can access your accounts. They want you to panic due to not knowing what is happening. They want you to make the wrong move so they can capitalize. So this continues on and on and on. But yeah, this is a good read if you're interested in how to protect yourself against being socially engineered.
And down a bit further, he does have one summary of safety points for RuneScape as well. So
yes, he's got like 16 so far or something. Oh no, he has 11 of them are for everywhere, and then the rest of them are for RuneScape. So don't use your birth date as your PIN. Good idea. Never log into any account you didn't create. Jagex help name Twitters aren't staff. Don't DM passwords to them or any Jagex Twitter or official or otherwise. Avoid advertising your wealth. Party ad avatar or third age pictures posted equals hijacker target. Your clan and friends should be made aware if you think you're being targeted. People are often the weakest point in the system that they will often give out information by accident. It's very true. So good basic primer on social engineering. Which is why I thought it was valid to toss this in here.
And the link says, "Tell us more about your cat." You don't need to know about his cat. His password is Rabbit Squirrel.
It's actually a rabbit wall big red. Anyway, so there's social engineering. Our next one, speaking of social engineering, is banned due to third party. This is by
There's my obligatory.
yeah, we made it in there.
yes.
It made it in there. So this one is by Rusty Shank. Would you like to read it then?
Yeah, that's okay. This doesn't relate to me, nor do I know what section this thread belongs. I'll probably be transferred to another section. So, Jagex banned my father-in-law for use of a third-party program. They won't provide any evidence or their methods according to the message provided to his message board linked to his account. This guy is almost 60 years old, doesn't talk to anyone, buys runes from shops to sell, and buys and sells arrows to merchants and makes money while he buries bones for 99 prayer. His PC is so garbage, I had to put in a graphics card for his PC to even run RuneScape. He is super paranoid and runs 5 different virus scans, deletes important computer files thinking they are viruses due to lack of computer knowledge. There is no way he was running a third-party program. Not to mention, I have seen him playing. 0 third parties used. Oh, you watch him 24/7, do you? In my eyes, they banned a player with absolutely no reason and evidence. He swears he won't play RuneScape again, but that's not the point. I would be upset if I was banned for an action not used on an account I had for over 10 years, 0 influences used, and being falsely accused. Just letting the community know that false banning is happening and you might be next. This is a second post, same message, because I am being silenced from corrupt customer support.
Speaking of corrupt customer support.
Yes, Archeox the Betrayed has and he has been betrayed, he thinks, by Jagex by taking off his modship. Please do not recreate locked threads and refer to the reply given to you previously. Also, forum moderators are volunteers and players, not members of customer support. Your alleged allegations of corruption are not welcome.
I like Hampshire's post. Clear bot, he has no dad.
I wasn't his dad, it was his father-in-law. There's no way this guy's married.
Yeah, he plays RuneScape. There's no way this guy's married. Anyway.
So, yes, that was our obligatory. So, falsely banned.
Yep, there you go. All right, so this is an old one, by the way. This next post is almost 2 weeks old. I've been meaning to include it in here. I think this is the cutest thing in the freaking world here. So this is by Sparks RS, and it says here, it says, Reddit, please help me find my friend. His name is Gumgun2700. We met briefly at the Grand Exchange, World 3, whilst I was merching on one of my alts, Sparks07. He saw me in my noobish attire and, without asking, gave me 3 silver bars and a cut sapphire. He spoke of wanting to help show me around, and swiftly we began our journey across Gielinor. We found ourselves slaying skeletons near some ore in the low levels of the wilderness. Shortly after, he told of a demon deeper in the wilderness of which he has never been able to kill. With the confidence of myself by his side, he decided it was time for him to slay the mighty beast in hopes of hefty loot. Delving deeper in, he protected me from bears, and we ended up at our destination. Without hesitation, he lured one of the lesser demons away from its group and began his assault on the beast. His gear was adamant with a mithril sword. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to overpower the beast, and he soon dropped to the hand of the lesser demon. I grabbed what he dropped and made my way back to the entrance of the wilderness to give it back. Worryingly enough, he didn't have his private on public, but I found him on my way there. I gave it all back and we ventured off for our second attempt at slaying the creature. This time we planned our attack out. We originally decided to try and range it from our on top the hills near the spawn location, but found this to be ineffective. I came up with the idea to attack it first and use myself as somewhat of a meat shield to protect him whilst he attacked the beast. It was effective for the first 3 attacks, and I began to find myself overcome by the sheer power of the lesser demon and had to retreat. Being the absolute badass he was, Gumgum2700 took the aggression of the demon, and soon enough it was 1/3 health. We were both low on supplies, and it was becoming a reality that we would die before it. He ran back, and I had the idea of attacking it while it was trying to attack him behind the rocks. For what felt like an eternity, I struck at the beast, trying to slay it. My weapon must have been too blunt, or its will to live too great, as I found myself hitting nothing but zeros. He came up with the idea of going to resupply and come back, hoping to kill it in 2 trips. As this plan was being developed, it turned from Gumgum2700, hiding behind the rocks, to myself. In a single shattering blow, my life flashed before my eyes as I found myself respawning in Edgeville. Just prior to this, I saw the heroic warrior run at the demon in hopes to save my life. Oh shit, I said to myself as I ran back to where we both were. Surely he couldn't have slain the beast by himself with such low hit points. Upon returning to where I was, where I was just slain, I found a set of bones and a pile of gear. It was Gum Gum 2700s. After grabbing everything whilst tanking the demon, I stood mourning the loss of my new friend and made my way back to Edgeville. Only this time I couldn't find him. He appeared offline in my friends list and logged in on my main. I couldn't find him anywhere in the places we ventured prior. In this time, I ran back to where we were attempting to kill the lesser demon, hoping he would return for his gear and vengeance. A half hour passed with no sign of this valiant warrior. I asked everyone I saw in the area if they'd encounter him, with no success at all. I feel like all is at a loss as I stand here with what presumably is most of his bank. I call upon you, Reddit, to help me on my search for Gum Gum 2700. If anyone sees him during their play time, I beg you to tell him Sparks07 is looking for him. If you are reading this yourself, Gum Gum, I have your gear, and I still hold hope that you can slay the mighty beast. And then he shows a picture of himself looking over at the lesser demon. Rip Gum Gum 2700 2016 to 2016. And Top My Comment is my absolute favorite here. He says, this is Mod Infinity. He says, I'm sad to hear about your gruesome encounter with lesser demons, and that despite your best efforts, were unable to get back in touch with your brave and courageous ally, Gum Gum. The great news is, Sparks07, is that I've managed to make contact with your newfound friend. I've scribbled the transcript onto this ancient scroll, and as you can see, he's looking forward to taking on the mighty beast once more. And then he shows the ancient transcript, and it's Mod Infinity who has sought out Gum Gum and pretty much told him that that Sparks is looking for him. And yeah, that's really, really cool. That's probably the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. I love it.
And yeah, if you can also read the PS that the Mod Infinity has put there as well.
I've credited you and Gum Gum with some free RuneScape membership to help you both train up and get the skills you need to fend off any future threats. That's pretty cool.
That is good, yeah. And I mean, and again, these mods cop a lot of crap off a lot of people. But, you see things like this and, yeah, they love the game just as much as we do. And to see Infinity do that, and Infinity has been a guest on before, fantastic to talk to, by the way. But, to see him come out and do something like this, it sounds fantastic. And, yeah, that he's spent his time gone and found Gum Gum to sort of let him know what's happening. And then the Gum Gum has sort of contacted this guy back again, and they're going to go and fight again. It's fantastic to see. I love this type of stuff.
Me too.
So good find.
Fantastic. I've been hanging on to that one for a while. Glad to finally have a chance to get to it. We keep having to end the show prematurely, so finally we managed to get to it. All right, let's keep going along here. We got another post by Glacial Dova. Bounty Hunter's already dead, and this thread has been locked. Big surprise. Hey, Jello. How you doing? Welcome. Hang on, so we just write a terrible post on Reddit and we get free membership? Yeah, that's all you got to do. Just write a bad story on Reddit. It's got to be a feel-good story, and bam, free membership for life. All right, Glacial Doba, the Corrupted, says 12 people in the EOC world, slightly more in Legacy, but they're probably bystanders or friend boosters. Good game, Jagex. I think something should be apparent. EOC outright killed PvP. The only people who do PvP anymore are gankers hunting warbanders, and they always do cheap stunlock insta-kills, because EOC allows it. The fact that old school PvP is alive and well with the world rather than active at a low level edge, roving clans, and even high level wild fights is another testament to this. The problem with Bounty Hunter is that it was invented as a byproduct of a failed removal of free trade. It solved a problem that no longer existed, and never needed to be seen in the game again. The only people who wanted it, as I suspected, were those who started playing after the removal of free trade and probably wanted nostalgia. Of all the nostalgia to choose from, they chose Bounty Hunter, though, and that's funny to me. Is Jagex at fault for this? I'd say partially yes. because they made EOC totally destroyed. I'm sorry, let me reread it. I'd say partially yes, because they made EOC, which totally destroyed PvP in this game. Okay, but I don't think it's particularly bad. Old School exists for the good RuneScape PvP. EOC has some extremely decent PvM going on with good progression. Of course, I'll probably stick to playing Old School, but that doesn't mean RuneScape 3 doesn't have its place for some people, even though RuneScape 3 players have now consistently been in the minority between the two games. So, there you go. PvP, Bounty Hunter. Is Bounty Hunter dead? Very well possible. But,
before we sort of got on here, I looked at Bounty Hunter World. There was 23 people on it. On the EOC one. I didn't look at the legacy one.
23 people.
And probably 20 of those are from the same clan, just sort of boosting to try and sort of kill that sort of 2 or 3 people that come on. And that has been one of the problems with Bounty Hunter. I think they did fix it, but there were sort of clans. You'd get your assignment and they'd wait for you in the multi-combat areas.
Mm.
And, if you didn't go there and didn't want it, you had to sit there. I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes or cancel contracts. Then you're not allowed to get another contract for, I think it was 15 minutes or something. So it's difficult when things like that happen.
Indeed. Bounty Hunter released is all Hampshire has to say. Yeah, oh yeah. It's out, and it's a steaming pile of... Anyway. So, ironically, our next post here by Mudkip is Petition, Remove Bounty Hunter. We're gonna see that one coming. It's obvious if you play this for a day. You're in a circle of boosting when you come here, or you fight someone and risk your emblem, which takes ages to upgrade. Takes a long time if you're playing legit. With a little boost, you boost 70% of the time. There are 2 methods to farming maximum points per hour, either by farming tier 9s and waiting for your friend with high rating to be your target, or simply boosting to tier 9s and cashing them in, since tier 9 to 10 is really RNG based, maybe a 1 in 25 upgrade rate. And he closes out with, I kinda quit PvP. So, that's sad to hear, but unfortunately, it seems like there's a lot of people who say that. Weekend Fun, though, says no support. We need more PvP fixes and content to revive it in RuneScape 3. So, on the flip side, Weekend Fun says we need more if we're going to revive it.
Well, what they need to do is just make sure what they've got here, if this is going to be the core of it, make sure they keep their eye on it and they do quick fixes. Don't wait 6 months for things. There's a problem, get in there, get it done straight away. Try and build on that community and make sure that it gets out there. People know that fixes are happening. This is what we're doing. Because, some of the rewards from it are fantastic. Things like the rune pouches and things like that. So, when people sort of say, EOC ruined PvP. No, people ruin PvP when EOC come out by saying, we don't want to do this, it's too hard to learn. If you actually stood there and learnt the stuff, it may have developed further and been able to grow from there. But everyone just sort of quit it and carried on. And then by the time they did release Legacy and all that, sort of everyone sort of had moved on and gone to sort of Old School and started up again there. So that is where the issue lies. But the thing is, you can't just say remove it. It's there. For those people who do want to play it, just make sure that the reports are there. And if you see people boosting or of how it's done, let Jagex know and let them try and fix those situations quickly. And can someone, I can't get Jello, please, we don't need comments like that.
Yeah, you get muted for that type of stuff. Anyway. Do we need more content though, or as Mr. Link says, a portal to 07, an in-game portal to?
You don't need more content. What you need to do is work with the content you now have, develop it properly, and get it going properly.
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason to draw people there, and I think and that's where again with the mining and smithing update, we could have made some good, reasonably priced PvP gear that could be used out there, which would have different sort of buffs and skills or things on it that
would be handy out there that would only cost a couple of mil, and that people wouldn't mind losing, rather than sort of trying to go out there in their full malevolent with all the top end gear, which no one does. So yeah, that's where they need to be working these things out. And I think with Bounty Hunter, this multi-way combat, you should be able to select at the start, do you want to fight multi-way, do you want to fight single way, and then have a multi-way area, but you will not get assigned anyone who is sort of sitting in a multi-way area, so that they can't lure you out there and have 20 of their mates bang down on you, and basically you're dead in 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's a problem. Bang, dead in 3 seconds. So, this next post here, I don't know if I want to read it out or not. I may just present. You tell me what kind of show you want to produce today here. This thread is called Someone Needs Anger Management, and it is an argument between two people in the Runespan. And this person just escalates it to a level that is unnecessary, like, real quick. And it just goes to show you that, like, why do we really need to take it to this level? So do you want to read this out with me, or should we just
do you want to do the stuffed, and I'll do the stuffed, and you'd be Slayer Master?
Is that how you want to do it? Okay.
Oh yeah, that's easy. So, hot please. I asked nicely. I hope your parents die of cancer.
I'm not even paying attention. I'm watching TV, but I'm certainly not going to hop now. Get more angry, please.
I hope your parents hop into traffic and get hit by a bus.
My dad did die of cancer.
I hope your firstborn child is born with severe physical something and he die.
Still you.
Worthless piece of shit.
Not that I cared about him. I hope you get permuted.
Won't happen. Wishing ill of others isn't against the rules.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how angry are you?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you wish someone would break into your house at the moment and slit your throat before being the worst kind of scum on the planet?
Oh, snap. Worst kind of scum. Am I worse than Hitler?
Hitler was a pretty good guy. He just wanted to get rid of trash like you.
Okay, so you... Okay, so who can you compare me to? I'm like at a loss for words here.
Me too. He just wanted to get rid of trash like you. Sorry.
Okay, who can you compare me to? Keemstar.
Keemstar, whoever that is. Wait, you aren't even that good. You're like a 12-year-old trying to act like Keemstar. That's how worthless you are.
Try harder.
Well, I'm leaving.
I think you might be 12, considering how lame your insults are.
I mean, that's... Yeah,
like,
I mean, he'd have to be 12 or someone like that.
We laugh, but, like, why does public chat have to be like this?
Exactly. And really, if this is being posted, I hope they look at that.
Hitler was a pretty good guy, is something he said at one point in time in there. I just want to, remind everyone of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, I don't know who Keemstar is, so...
Keemstar is a garbage-ass YouTuber who just incites drama, and he's a loser.
Mm. But, I mean, the things he said about his firstborn child and his parents, and, I mean, saying you're a Keemstar or something like that, I would just laugh because I wouldn't even know who that is. But, I mean, seriously, what he has said there, that deserves a permanent mute on your account.
I agree.
Not 3 days, not 7 days. Permanent mute. You are not allowed to talk ever again.
If I can get muted for 3 whole days for implying that a religious figure partook in the smoking of a plant, this should be a permanent mute.
That's he just turn public chat off and let him sit there and talk to himself and report him, and I do hope that he does get banned for that one. That I'm just scrolling down to see if there is a post by a mod, but there is nothing there.
So anyway, that's the type of people we deal with. Yeah, isn't the human race lovely?
I know, right? Anyway, we got 2 more posts before we're gonna close it out.
Yeah, let's go into some nice fun topics now. After that,
yeah. So how about Black Ops player mods? This one's by Jeremy Chang, the idiot.
I was going to say, title is probably is appropriate here.
When you have a title like that, I'm going to read it. All right. I have a question. Are there such thing as dark player mods? Special handpick high-level J mods. These mods, in addition to the normal player mods, have hidden forum mod powers and hidden forum mod green glow. Ability to ban players for a day. Ability to turn invisible and also unlimited camouflage potion invisibility. This guy must be 12. Black colored player mod crown. 24/7 J mod report support. Answered within 30 minutes or your pizza's free. These mods would be deployed in rare instances where there is strong rule breaking that normal player mods can't handle and J mods don't want to do. What? First, this starts as a question, right? Like, I have a question. It literally starts as a question, and then it's like, no, this is what they should be. I'm actually instating these right now. If they don't exist, they can do now.
But I like the things they have a
Jeremy Chang Black P mod.
Hidden forum mod green glow, so they have a.
It's there, but it's like yeah, it's on like the infrareds. Like it's on a green glow. It's like an infrared glow. Like you can't see it without the infrared spectrum. Like,
These mods will be deployed in rare instances where J mods just don't want to deal with it themselves. There's okay. We want to get rid of Fidel Castro, so let's just send in the Black Ops.
Nope, they do. There's one we got Tranquility to reply here who says, seeing as the J mods are players as well, seems everything you mentioned except the Black Crown already exists as they are J mods. As to having a super secret team that you speak of, you've got an active imagination. I'm just gonna go through each page here. I want like an actual J mod to appear.
That would be good,
especially if he had like instead of having like a gold glow, it was actually like an ambient occlusion glow of black around it. It's just like blacker than black.
Actually, Tufty Power, pure genius. Great post. Should be post of the week.
No. What you really need to see is Call of Duty Black Ops 3, created by created by Scoose, but it's quoted by Tufty Power. Yeah.
Okay, I just clicked on that. That's cool.
Yeah. This is what we're dealing with right now.
This is fantastic. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like there's anything.
Yeah, no. Well, that's just like those typical Black Ops J mods. They never say anything.
Actually, the contents of this message have been hidden. We had a Black Ops in there hiding the message.
What if every hidden message? Yeah, every hidden message is actually just Black Ops talking to each other back and forth. We can't see it because we're not Black Ops. That's all. We need Black Ops forum access. We'll start a conspiracy right now. I'm starting that conspiracy right now.
That's it.
Secret Service J-mods dressed in black suits and creepy suits and carry people away, never to be seen again. That's what happened to Archeox. Is that what the bot hand should do now? So we have one final post today here. This is Gravestone System is stupid. This is a locked thread. It's by Aquaran. I'm not exact. Aquaran. Best I'm going to do there, probably. Okay, so I'm going to do my best here. I'm going to just back away from the mic slightly. So I dead while I was going back to my grave. Then I got back to death office. I did not find my items anymore. Only items what I died then going to gravestone. Can't this retarded system fixed somehow?
So in other words, you didn't want to pay death the first time, so you geared up again, went back, died again. So you lost the first stuff.
Yeah, you double graved.
And Cyanid says, support. OP has a lot of energy. Now that's something I can get behind. It's all written in caps.
He replies, a couple down, and says,
Yeah.
and why can't Jagex just keep old items if you died previously? I would double pay if I had that option. Yeah,
Pay the first time.
Yeah, a lot of people would double pay rather than lose their life, right? It's like, you know, I'll double pay. You're like, no, you lost. Like,
Yeah.
of course, in hindsight, you'd rather have just paid twice
That's
than
it.
lose your items. Someone watches Doctor Who.
He was doing crystal shatters.
Retardus. Somebody watches Doctor Who. Good.
He says down and then like, was doing crystal shappers. That why was not able get into grave. Got stooned all the time and died.
What? Did he post again?
Yeah, second last one on the top page.
Was
And I'm just
doing
going
crystal
through it.
shappers. Yep, that was not able to get into grave. Guts. All right, so here's what I'm reading here. He was smoking crystal and was too stoned to get to his grave. By the way, by his grammar, and this sentence was doing crystal shappers. That's why not able to get into grave. Got stooned all the time and died. I mean, yeah. If you get stooned all the time, eventually you're just gonna die. Especially from crystal.
I love
We're all
crystal.
eventually going to die, though.
Yes.
Sometimes you just need to get stooned.
That's it.
Anyway.
Now, just before we do close, I just want to bring up one more thing. This was posted yesterday. There is a winter sweepstake. You can win a Razer gaming laptop. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and to prove it, we've got a brand spanking new gaming laptop for you to enjoy. The perfect way to enjoy all RuneScape has to offer in 2016. Just head to the Winter Sweepstake on the Facebook page. You don't need a Facebook account to enter. Enter your email address for your chance to win the Razer Blade Stealth 4K 512GB laptop, a real-life Brassican Scod Sword, and a cooler Master Storm Devastator keyboard and mouse. So if you want to do that, just head over there to their Facebook page, and it says you don't need you don't need an actual Facebook account. So I might actually do that one.
Yeah, I did it. I signed up. I entered into the competition. I think you can make an affiliate link to get more, but I didn't bother because I'm lazy. And I have a computer. There may be somebody out there who genuinely needs that, like that guy from like 8 posts ago whose father-in-law's computer could barely run. You know, he probably needs it more than I do. So
That's it. Oh, speaking of
Yes.
gaming, RSDEVQA next month, their skill of the month is Dungeoneering.
all right, well then our skill of the month has to be Dungeoneering.
No, what I was going to say is I want you to go over.
Should I
make an
compete in it?
account.
Should I go
Yes.
compete in it?
Go over there, compete in it, because I'm entered into it, and
All right.
we'll
Hook
just
me
sit
up.
there, and you and I will own it.
Right after the show. Let's dominate it. Just remind me
Yeah.
where we're gonna go. We'll
It
sign up for that.
Starts on the 1st of the month. Now, being Canadian, it's about 5 p.m. my time, which is going to make that. What's the time over there now?
It's currently 11:45.
So yeah, so basically it starts about 1 a.m. your time.
Okay, so pretty much I would start the next.
So
morning.
not tomorrow. Yeah, so
So
Friday
tomorrow
but
morning. So Friday morning is when it starts.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah,
So we've got to get in there. So get over there and sign up on an account. And,
as soon as the show ends, which is right about to
yeah.
do, we
So
will do
let's
that.
Get into it.
Podcast war. Yeah, right. But no, and I think I'll actually make this. I said I was going to make December Dungeoneering as well, so that's kind of funny that worked out that way. So yeah, I will, because I'll be participating in my own competition as well as it's going to be one of the months where if you beat Magebit, you get an extra like 5 mil on top of the.
I'm going to win this one.
Yeah, you.
Am
you
I
might.
allowed in it?
I don't know if actual staff. I mean,
No, co-hosts don't. No, give it to the listeners.
yeah, I feel like it's kind of
No.
like if you put the actual work in, sure, like you don't. It's not like you get any special. But on the flip side, it's like we're supposed to be.
I'd
It's
rather
supposed to be
get
to
it.
promote community engagement,
Exactly.
right? Not
And
to just
I'm
hand
promoting
out cash
community
to each other.
engagement. Yeah, I'm promoting community engagement by allowing all our listeners to pool their money together to get me the Terror Bird plushie. Aren't I nice?
Miss, yeah, you're an amazing
I'm a
force.
gem. I am a gem.
You're an amazing force for good in this world, Pern.
That's it. Okay, I'll let you do your end cap.
Dungeoneering, I will be doing a lot of dungeoneering in December. So, yeah, once December officially begins, hit me up in-game. I'm going to try to be doing all of my daily nonsense for dungeoneering. I was actually just looking at it before the show. I'm 1.8 million to 115.
And if my wife gets this job she's going for next week, I'll be able to actually do some. We can do some dungeoneering after dark streams.
Yeah, I wanted to do a dungeoneering after dark stream yesterday. I couldn't find anyone though, so I just didn't do a stream. But I wanted to test out my new audio setup before the show in case something went horribly wrong. Luckily, it didn't. Anyway. So yeah, that's gonna probably do it for today's show. Unless you got anything you want to add on, though. But I think we're pretty good now at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, well, to say thank you for everyone for coming out, and
of course,
yes. And I'm I'm thinking of doing a new series, just the month in review. If anyone sort of thinks that's a good idea. So I do my weekly patch notes and things, but what I'd like to do is just do the main updates. This is the month we've had, this is what's come in, and just try and show a few little clips from the different things. If anyone finds that as an interesting type thing, let me know, and I'll see if I can sort of get that underway.
Cool. All right, well, in the meantime, you can find us on social media. We got a Facebook page for you, facebook.com/RSWeekly. Got a Twitter page for you as well, @RSWeekly. If you could, please take the time to rate us and review us in iTunes or whatever podcast aggregator you use to obtain the show. And, of course, if you listen to this on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, leave a comment if you can as well. It does help us out in the search results when people are searching for RuneScape content. So a like and a comment is much appreciated. And, of course, if you're watching the show live, make sure you like the live stream. Really do appreciate that as well. And, of course, if you want to join us in-game, you can do so as well in the clan chat kill, skill, and chill. That's kill, skill, the letter N, chill, or clan.runeweek.com. We have a clan competition coming to an end today, and a clan competition beginning the next day. So I'll be getting that up pretty shortly as well, probably right after we go off the air. I'll be setting up next month's clan competition, which will be for dungeoneering. 5 million outside of the clan, 10 million inside of the clan, and 15 million if you actually beat me. So it looks like the winner of last month's competition, I can probably say, there's still 17 hours to go, but I'm Vi has 7.1 million experience, and Dan has 1.9 million experience. So it's very likely that I'm Vi is going to win the clan side of the competition. So keep in mind, if you have gained more than 7.1 million experience in runecrafting for the month of November, from November 2nd to the 30th, if you could provide me with rune metrics data from the 2nd to the 30th that beats 7.182 million, you will win. Otherwise, it's looking like I'm Vi is going to win this month's competition, and he is a clan member, so they will receive the money. The full money, that is, the 10 million opposed to the 5 million. So there you go. Anyway, we also have a Discord for you if you want to join us when we're not in game or when we're playing other games or just in between. It's also the best way to know if if the show's going to be late or early or canceled or anything at all, really, is our Discord channel, discord.runeweek.com. It's a great place to hang out. And just join us at any time. If you ever have a question, you want to get in contact with us, it's the absolute easiest way to get in contact with any of the hosts or just chat off hours. Or when we're off stream. So you could also help us out at our Patreon page. Patreon.com/RuneScape is the place to go if you want to support us on a monthly basis. You can get access to bonus content as well there. Starting at $3 a month pledged, you're going to get bonus shows. And it goes up from there up to $15 a month. And pretty much anything over that is just like a thank you for that. But we also have a PayPal for you as well. PayPal.me/RSW. And we have a tip line as well. Tip.runeweek.com. Both of those lead to PayPal. But if you want to do a one-time donation, both of those are our one-time donations. So if you want to help us out in the end of the year here, we're doing end of the year upgrades to make the podcast even better next year. You can help us out with our one-time donation as well. And of course, you can also go to shop.runeweek.com. That is our official shop where you can get past seasons of RuneScape Weekly, and you can use your Magebucks to get access to the store. Today's Magebucks code, if you haven't already obtained it, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't write it down, is CDFG. That's CDFG. You can save up your Magebucks codes, and you can get past seasons of RuneScape Weekly for free, including some elite content as well. So start saving up your Magebucks codes now. And, of course, you can find our wish list as well, wishlist.runeweek.com. We're going to have a special holiday wish list coming up for December if you're interested in that as well. So stand by for information on that. And, of course, a big special thanks to our top Patreon supporters, including Molly RS, Swagatorix, Alex W, Danny H, Kevin H, Odin, Olgunner, Hamster King, Sudwood, Godly Fury, and One Magic Turtle. Thank you so much for your ongoing patronage. And, of course, goes not only for our top Patreon supporters, but all of our Patreon supporters, all of our donors, everyone who listens to the show, including, because, again, well, without an audience, what are we but just a bunch of lunatics yelling into the ether? So thank you so much for listening, and of course, we'll be back on Friday for another edition of RuneScape Weekly. So until then, and as always, happy scaping.